Oops, I just posted this in the wrong fucking chat like an idiot. Fail. Oops, also have that screwed up. Still waking up. What's going on, Geeko Riki? And Vincent. Yeah, Max is talking to Paul. He's not trying to talk to the audience. He mutes his mic when he talks to people in the room.
Yeah, sorry.
I woke up like 20 minutes ago, so I'm yawny, still waking up. Slept like crap last
Good
night.
morning.
Been having crazy dreams. Side effect for my friggin' melatonin is that it gives me crazy dreams. Luckily, they weren't nightmares this time. Normally, I have very vivid nightmares, but it was just vivid, weird dreams.
Oh, yeah. You should keep a dream journal and write them down and eventually get to like lucid dreaming.
I mean, I can tell you what happened. Like, that's the other side effect is like I remember very, very well what happened. But I don't know. I don't like people that explain their dreams. I think it's fucking useless. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything to anybody but the person that dreamt it. It's just like, okay, thanks for this weird fantasy story that doesn't make sense. It is not also interesting to anybody.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I had a dream journal. When I dream, I'll write the dreams down, and it's fun to like read dreams that you had like 5 or 10 years ago, and then you just remember those dreams. It was pretty fun.
I remember some dreams I've had from like 10 years ago. I remember dreams I had in college because the last time I took melatonin, the same shit happened. I remember dreams from that era because of that shit. I don't know. It's fucking wild. Congrats to Vincent Ruiz for pulling a neon wombat. I'm jealous. I'm still trying to get one myself.
Hell fucking yeah. I still haven't pulled one. I'm still sending my wombat, still searching the dungeons.
Yeah, we're streaming early because Taco does Taco Tuesday at 2 p.m., 2 hours from now. And I've noticed that like most of the Wax community watches that stream every Tuesday. It's the exact same time we do our stream every Tuesday. So instead of trying to compete with it, I'm streaming a little bit earlier. Although I noticed we're still competing with people. I don't think it's possible to fucking avoid all the Wax streamers at this point. There's too many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's fine. I also feel like
3 other Wax streamers streaming right now.
Yeah, I also feel like tech stuff on Tuesdays is not like the biggest mass appeal kind of content.
Yeah, we don't talk about NFT stuff as much, even though it's pretty unavoidable for us to talk about NFT stuff regardless of the day.
Yeah. I got my ZOS survivors on their first like multi-people run. It's going for 56 more hours.
It says it's a record high temperature today. That doesn't seem right.
What, here?
I don't know. My newsfeed just popped up record high red temperature. I'm like, I don't know. It's not that hot here today. It's hotter here last week.
It was hotter yesterday, I feel like. Let's see what my weather says.
I don't know why the soundboard doesn't work sometimes. Like, the only way I can get it to work now is restarting my computer, and we're sort of past the point of no return for streaming and stuff.
Oh, it's supposed to be 90 degrees again on tomorrow. Damn.
I'm not looking forward to that, but we got air conditioning.
That's crazy. It's pretty hot.
That's probably what the news was saying. Not today, but like record temperatures are coming.
Yeah, today is 80 and then tomorrow 90. Ooh. I don't know. I like the heat.
90 is too much for me. I'm trying to like go outside and walk more, and you have to wait until the middle of the night to do that shit. If it's like, at least for me, I'm not trying to like go exercise in 90-degree weather. That shit sucks.
Yeah, it's usually like 8 p.m. or something. It's pretty fucking cooled off lately the last few days.
Last night I went
Oh,
around at like 6 or 7. It was fine because it wasn't that hot. But I mean, I
yeah.
prefer to go when the sun is out. It's nice out, but not a bajillion degrees. But there were a few days when I was walking Marcy that I waited because it was like 95 or some shit. And I was like, sorry, Marcy,
Yeah.
you're going to wait until the sun sets because it's fucking hot.
Yeah, I do that too in the summer. It's too hot. She also doesn't want to go on long walks when it's hot. She's like, screw this. She doesn't like to walk around with her mouth open and being like, It's funny when she starts doing that, she'll like do it for a couple breaths and then she'll close her mouth again and then she'll be like, okay, I gotta open it, and she'll just like go on and off instead of just like keeping it open because she's like too much of a little princess. Oh, she hears me talking about her.
Marcy's kind of a little dummy, but Marcy gonna Marcy.
She came over here.
Soundboard's not working right now. Sorry to people spending their points. I guess I could restart the computer while we wait for this thing, but
Hi, Marcy, sweetie. Hi, girl.
we got Stream Raiders going if anyone wants to join us.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what I get from this first like team run on ZOS. I'm not even sure what like I can get, but I did heal all my survivors back to like full health before I sent them, just because I'm worried about them dying now.
You get Silver is like the new thing. That's their token.
Oh, I see. I see that you can like craft stuff with that silver too, which is kind of dope. Where it's like you can like upgrade your weapons and stuff, or your shields. Like if you have a rare one, you can...
but I would like to upgrade my stuff. I have a bunch of commons, and combine them into not commons would be.
Yeah, they had like.
Cool.
At least I saw it's like part of if you're on the like game and you go to the store, you can see that you can spend silver on a like common weapon upgrade, and it's like 100 silver. And then
You see Funko still out selling Kellogg's. That's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, the Funko. Anybody get that drop on like the actual drop, or did the bots win again?
$15 for standard pack. Those were $10 new. Let's see what the premium pack is. Damn, the premium packs are way more expensive. Weren't those like $30 or something? And now they're 43. I guess that's like about the same markup.
It's got fucking the Fruit Loops toucan on the pack, on the standard pack.
Yeah, you can't win this one. It's weird they chose to put one on the cover that you can't get as redeemable. I would have liked a toucan Sam, but
yeah, that's dope. What? That's too bad.
You actually also can't get this Tony. You can only get Tony Jr., and this is like Tony Sr., which I also would have preferred a Tony Sr.
This is a Coco the monkey. Oh, Cornelius. That's not bad.
Yeah, I like Cornelius and Coco. I would keep either of these if I got it. I like Coco the monkey too. It's from Coco Pops, I think.
Yeah, Cornelius's last name is Flake. Cornelius Flake.
Isn't the Coco Pops? Don't they have like a different famous?
Yeah, it's like, isn't it also like a toucan? Like he's cuckoo for Coco
Pops guy.
Yeah.
Let me type in cuckoo for Coco.
It's definitely like a bird.
Yeah, it's also a bird. I don't know who the fuck this monkey
is.
Is he a new logo?
I don't know. Or maybe like a super old one.
So what type of fucking bird is this? This thing looks weird as shit. Look at this guy. He looks like he's stoned.
Huh.
He's been smoking that weed, eating that Coco Puffs.
Rocket still says that Coco Puffs has always been a monkey. I've always seen this bird. I mean, Google's
in America,
not even
this is how they've always advertised it. But I guess in Europe, Lord Stoney says always the monkey in Europe.
It's always the monkey in Europe, huh? Okay.
I do actually like the way the monkey looks, though.
Is the monkey cuckoo for Coco Puffs too, or is he like crazy?
Do they have the same tagline?
Yeah, is his whole thing that he's like trying to avoid Coco Puffs, but then somehow something triggers him and then he just goes nuts? Because that's the bird's thing.
And then the other one is the Sugar Pops guy, who I would sell this if I got it. I don't like the way this guy looks.
He looks terrifying.
I think I ate Sugar Pops, and I feel like I've never seen this fucking logo. Let me just make sure. Sugar Pops.
Sugar Pops. Is that like gotta have my pops?
Corn Pops.
Oh, corn pops.
Yeah, this used to be one of my favorite cereals, and I've never seen a character on any of the boxes ever. Like, look at these boxes; they don't have that fucking guy on them. Just weird to me which characters they chose for.
It sounds like the Cocoa Puffs monkey in Europe. He's not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but instead he's playing keep away from a crocodile who wants the Cocoa Puffs. This is what Lord Stoney's saying.
Maybe no, we don't have sound though.
Interesting.
I can play a video.
So there's like a good and a bad guy in that. I wonder if you can get the crocodile too, as one of the NFTs.
Not as redeemable. And then the Grail is Tony Jr., which I would sell this Grail. I'm not the biggest fan of. I've never even heard of Tony the Tiger Jr. in the lore. Like, I know Tony Sr., but when the fuck has he had a kid ever? Like, as far as
I don't know. Maybe since we fell off of seeing his commercials and
that's true. I haven't had cable television in almost 10 years. So if they're playing any of this stuff on commercials in the last 10 years, I'm not.
That's what Lord Stoney's saying too. He's like, it's like his information about the Cocoa Puffs monkey is like 30 years old, possibly.
But yeah, I don't know. I do my damnedest to never have to watch a commercial. We got YouTube Premium, skip all those fucking ads. I got Hulu without the commercials. And then I guess occasionally I'll watch like HBO and Netflix, and they advertise their own shows sometimes. But like, yeah, I don't see commercials ever. So whenever people, oh, you don't know this famous commercial? I'm like, I don't watch fucking ads. Why are you watching ads? Right. It's 2022. You can block all those ads.
Cocoa Puffs are delicious if you add fruit to them, huh? What kind of fruit? I could see like bananas. Oh, corn pop. Okay, Cocoa Pops made like less sense with fruit, unless maybe like bananas and Cocoa Pops could be good. But corn pops with fruit, okay, that I'm back on board.
I like corn pops. I used to also really like honeycomb. Honeycomb was one of my big jams. I guess we ate a lot of Fruit Loops too. I don't know. I feel like all the sugar cereals at one point or not I've eaten a bunch of.
Oof. Netflix getting ads would be some bullshit.
Actually, I think they're talking about Netflix getting ads, right?
Yeah, that's what.
They lost money for the first time in like they're losing subscribers and money for the first time in forever, so they're trying to like make their shareholders happy by adding advertisements. But I think they'll lose more money by people fucking leaving Netflix.
Weird way to go about it. It's just like very short-term thinking. Like, cool, that might get you more money next quarter, but like, doesn't have a lot of longevity. I don't watch
like
ads either.
For one right now, that's not too bad. But with wax prices this low, I have a hard time. Like that 500 wax is gonna be $500 one day, and then I'm gonna be looking at this fucking figure like I paid $500 for that. So it happened with my Graffiti King thing. I paid 4,000 wax for my Bitcoin Pepe, and it's like that shit goes up to $1. It's like, oh my god, I could have $4,000 instead of this stupid fucking toy. But I don't know. I still like my Bitcoin Pepe. I just would not buy with anything for 4,000 wax for redeemable at this point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna restart this computer if you want to do some. Actually, I'll do a single marble race first, then I'll restart the computer so we can hopefully get the soundboard working. And also, if I want to play a commercial from... I wanted to play a Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs commercial to show people what we're talking about, but with no sound, it's not going to be very interesting.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs?
The whole setting up audio on this computer is so finicky. Like, if I launch a certain application after another application, then the audio doesn't work. And if I join StreamYard before I turn on the applications, it doesn't work.
Damn.
Lord Stone says, I mean, it's almost as if Netflix hit its soft market cap. Yeah, they sort of have everybody that fucking watches TV already has Netflix. How are you going to plan to keep expanding? At a certain point, you should just be happy with your audience and learn how to live within your means, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the valuation of tech stocks, though, is based on the future potential of companies, not what they're actually worth today. So when they stop making growth year over year, then the stockholders get very scared and dump their shares because they're like, uh-oh, what if this is all it's worth? And then we can't make more money. So then You know, I mean, the Netflix price tanked like 40% in like a day when like that news was published. It's like shitcoin numbers.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's unrealistic to expect every company to be able to like exponentially grow every year. That's not like possible.
For sure.
That's sort of like, that is capitalism in a nutshell. Is how do we like keep growing regardless of whether or not it's sustainable or viable for a business? Like Amazon has to fuck over their employees to keep their prices so low. They keep trying to grow.
Yeah.
Let's give away this virtual dream energized token for our first race, and then we'll do some tech talk, and then we'll do some more races at the end. So I got to restart this computer. This is some sort of blend thing. You get the energized token, the containment worm, and materialized dream. You can get a one-of-one personalized virtual dream. Yeah, this token is required to create the empowered dream, which can be redeemed for a unique one-of-one virtual dream, which is like generative art, but still kind of cool to get a one-of-one. I don't know how much the other stuff for this costs, but it's in our wallet, so we're giving it away. Yeah, I'm gonna play the marble intro. It's gonna get super loud, so turn down your volumes or whatnot. Should probably just fix this marble intro at some point, but I don't know. I kind of like it being super loud because it's in the sound cue.
Let's get ready to rumble!
I also realized yesterday I inadvertently intermittent fast every single day because I have to wait like 2 hours after waking up to eat because of my stupid fucking medicine. So I'm always hungry as shit. But I do go I generally stop eating a couple hours before I go to sleep, and then I stay up way too fucking late, and then don't eat when I wake up. So I'm hungry. What's going on, Deontay? Blue Dragon also sent me a list of multi-counters today, and I've recognized a few of them. Not Deontay's randomly thinking aloud, but a few of the people that I've seen in our races I think might be multi-counters. So gonna keep an eye out, everybody. All right, let's go for the virtual dream giveaway. The sound is definitely not working. It should be ticking right now. Are you saying you can't hear me? I feel like you should be able to hear me.
I can hear you too.
The computer has no sound, if that's what you're saying. And yes, that is accurate. I'm going to restart my computer after this race because there is no sound. That's the only way to fix it for whatever reason. It's all the I ran the sound through multiple virtual cables and stuff, and that shit's all real finicky. You can hear me, but it sounds like I'm in a dustbin.
Oh, weird. It sounds normal to me. So.
Oh, that's because we're using the webcam mic. I'll do it. Now you should be hearing me better. Now it should be actually right. Max doesn't have those trained audio ears. He can't tell me when I sound.
Yeah, I guess not. It sounds very similar to me still.
It sounds way worse to me. When I can immediately tell when you and Mark do it. Same with that time Burst came on. Burst was like, "Yeah, you're talking to your webcam right now." He's like, "Fuck, I just interviewed someone for an hour and a half and nobody told me." Yeah, all the bass comes out. It becomes really trebly, thin sounding.
Tiny sound. I don't know. I guess it's because my speakers or something make them all sound kind of the same. I don't know. I couldn't tell.
Still sound different regardless of your sound system.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm just
don't have this audio trained ears. That is, as an engineer, more important than any single piece of gear is your ability to hear when something is not right. Same with your eyes for visual effects. It doesn't matter what application you're working with. If you can't see what's wrong, you're not going to be able to fix it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I also
know
know
what you're fixing.
in VFX. Like when we're watching Walking Dead, you're like, that fire looks so fake. I'm like, I'm in the middle of a fucking intense zombie scene. Those are the last thing I'm thinking about.
Yeah, that's true. You definitely get taken out of movies in moments if audio shit sounds bad, and I don't even notice. And for me, the same thing with visual shit. Yeah, I guess it's comes from
Hard
like
to watch.
years of looking for those issues. I bet for you too, huh?
Hard to even just watch indie stuff in general for me because indie stuff is just horrible audio.
Yeah.
I also notice stuff like when people hug, you can hear the fucking laughs on like every single.
Yeah, the like rustling of like clothing pushing up against the microphone.
It's real bad on reality TV. I've been watching MasterChef, and they like, I don't know, reality TV doesn't spend that much time fixing their audio. They don't like a normal movie or TV show. If there's a bunch of rustling when they hug, they would reshoot that audio, but like they do not do that for reality TV. So what you see is what you get 90% of the time on reality TV. Same with like lighting and stuff. There'll be some like super whack shots that just look horrible in reality TV, but they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's true. I've seen more and more shit on reality TV that's like, this was definitely shot on a GoPro.
I've worked on reality TV stuff too, and it's totally just like you roll for like 7 hours and then they just take the best footage and edit it. So there's not really like a whole lot of like the opposite of the way you shoot normal stuff is you know what you want and you shoot that over and over until you get it good. Reality TV is like you're hoping something cool happens and you figure out the storyline in the edit and you figure out the drama in the edit. But like before it happens, you're rolling on everything, and then it's very
super
much like
weird too because it's like you're just like trying to get people to like do stupid arguments and shit, and then like you follow them around with your camera and they're all like hamming it up for the cameras, and then it's really stupid.
Like all those shows, they also like just give free booze to all the people, and like all those like Big Brother shows where they live together, they just get them drunk all the time, and that creates all the drama. Reality TV is fucking weird. MasterChef, they're not getting people drunk. That's actually a cooking competition, so I feel like it's a little different, but it's definitely still reality TV. It's mainly the way that it's edited I don't like, where it's like coming up after the break and then before the break, and you have to watch the same shit like 3 times in a row every time. It's like, do people have no fucking attention span? Do you forget what happened like 30 seconds before the commercials? Shouts out to Autumn's Toys. That being said, I still watch a bunch of reality TV, so it doesn't stop me. But
I still love it. I just think it's trash.
I scroll through those sections. Like I've gotten MasterChef, which is a like 44-minute episode, down to maybe like 30 to 28 minutes because I skip through so much of the reality garbage. The other part that's super pointless is like they criticize everybody's food, and then they walk into a room and just talk about those criticisms privately without giving you enough information to know what's happening. So they literally just repeat exactly what they said in like the review session to the chefs to each other privately. I'm like, I don't need to see that. Like, I already know what you fucking think about the stuff. You say it to the chefs' faces. Why do I need to watch that shit twice?
There's a lot of that in reality TV where they just like repeat the same shit over and over again.
They know how to stretch out an episode. Also, like they've started making like most of the episodes 2 to 3 part. Like the finale will be multiple parts. When it started out as just one episode, I'm just like, this is the same amount of content. You're just stretching it out through the edit. Skip through like 90% of it, but also like I don't know, I can power through a MasterChef season super fucking fast now because I know what parts to skip. I still enjoy like the overall content. It's just the way it's edited is fucking annoying. Do you want to share your screen so I can get rid of this?
Oh yes. Share screen.
I gotta restart my computer before we do more marbles, but we gonna be doing some tech talk.
Pulled up our chart here that we've been looking at for wax P. Every time we pull it up, we still have the resistance levels around 8 cents and 11 cents. And it looks like on our first dump here, we did actually hit the like lower target at 8 cents, but we never actually closed below or on it even. And we've been hovering around our 11-cent target now with a recent bounce off of it, but still below the middle Bollinger Band line here. This is the daily chart of wax P denominated in dollars on Qcoin. So wax and tether pair on Qcoin. And then the top red line here is the super trend. So basically we're still short unless you can close wax above 16 cents or something.
By close, you mean like on Sunday, right? Is that the week?
Yeah, by close, I mean like a full day, like a full 24-hour trading
so not a
period
weekly
with
candle,
prices
like
above.
24-hour.
Yeah, you want like the thick part of this candle to sit above this line, and once that happens, the line will flip to the long, and you'll see the support where it'll bounce from. Usually here, it flipped and then broke back down, flipped short, and never went back again. Kind of like been crushing down on wax price here. So let's look at the Bitcoin and Ethereum charts. Similar timelines. Also, the harder red one we made here is holding pretty good. I made it darker red because I figured it would be pretty strong resistance, and it very much is. It's interesting too to notice that when the moving average, the middle B-bands line here, it's the like 200-day smooth moving average. When that hit this resistance line, we got a big move up. Usually those types of events are called like, you'll hear like death cross or golden cross or something like that. That's basically what they're referring to, is like when you have basically the smooth moving average crossing over some other indicator line. A golden cross is like it crossing over itself basically on different average lines, but let's not get too complicated with that terms. Anyway, saw a big fucking pump in the crypto markets the last 2 days here. This is Bitcoin now. We're above the B bands, closing full days above that middle line now. But should we basically flip our sentiment to long now would be like the idea. Should we maintain our short positions and wait out this potential fake pump? You can see we're still closing well below the super trend short for Bitcoin. And I would say Bitcoin should not be able to close much over 32,000 before being rejected, which is still quite a ways off of the 34,000 where the super trend is. I don't expect this to continue upwards, but it can. And if it does pass over this 32,000, I'm going to start like reassessing my kind of position. At this point, I still kind of am suspect of this price movement, largely in part to the fact that it happened over a long weekend in the United States when the stock markets were closed. So this weekend, Monday, is a holiday, so all the markets were still closed, and the volumes weren't crazy high as they usually are during market hours on Monday. So a continuation of a weekend pump in a long weekend isn't like, I don't know. I'm always suspect of weekend movement. Is kind of like my thing there. But let's also look at some of the metrics that we care about. And so here is the on balance volume, which is like a way to help understand if money is leaving the market or like re-entering the market. So now that the price of Bitcoin is back up to here, which is about where it was on this candle here on this day, yoink. On that same day, the OBV, this blue line, which is on balance volume and represents the amount of money moving into or out of a market, was higher. So when the price was the same, there was more money in there. And again, we're not making new higher highs. We are still seeing lower lows on this chart. This isn't like a super convincing reversal of the longer term downtrend to me. And a big part of the reason I'm not very convinced is because I'm not seeing a bunch of money coming back into this market. And if I go, again, this is just, we're looking at Bitcoin in US dollars on Coinbase. So that means on Coinbase, that's not happening. So let's take a look at Bitcoin on another market like Binance, which is
They generally follow each other though, because if there's an opportunity for arbitrage, all that shit's like botted immediately. It's pretty much all tethered.
And you can see the same story happening here, where this green line going across shows what the current price is, which is about in line with like the center of this day's candle, which is about this height here, significantly above where we're currently at with on balance volume. To me, this means the price is higher, or is it the same level, but money is still not re-entering the market. It's actually still leaving. The trend is still very much down. And then the last metric I like to stack on top of all my metrics is this RSI, or the Stoch RSI. So this is a relative strength index, is what RSI stands for. And you can see that we are approaching outside of the top extreme of this shaded zone, the top extreme here being considered overbought and the bottom extreme oversold. So the asset isn't getting more money into the market. It's in overbought territory, and the price action looks good. Like, it's nice to see the price closing above the middle B bands line, for example. But the longer term trend, we're still well below where we need to be to like actually flip the long term sentiment with these super trends. And again, I'm a little skeptical of weekend movement, because weekend movement tends to happen on lower volume. And down here, these bars where my cursor is now represent the volume, which is like the amount of money that was used to make these prices what they are. And you can see here, for example, how much taller these bars are. This is significantly more money being spent on the way down. And now that it's like, okay, we're coming back up, this amount of people were, the red candle mean overwhelmingly selling, while now there's a few people buying, but man, it's not much volume. So to feel more confidence in such a move, I would rather see higher volume here, maybe a new peak or starting to make a higher high on my on balance volume, and possibly like a little bit not as overbought, although this is still, you could still see like multiple days of room up here. So my takeaway from looking at this chart is we could still continue up to about what I'm hoping to see is like 32. Like, we're almost at where I expect the top of this retest to kind of run out of steam. And the reason I'm thinking it's running out of steam is, again, we're getting overbought. We're not making new highs in on balance volume. And that's kind of the case across the different major platforms, not just Coinbase and Binance, but let's also pull up like,
shout out to CSLA for rating us. Thanks for joining us, to all the new viewers. Tuesday is our technical talk day, so Max is going over the market sentiment, and people just are interested, like, are we in a bear market? Are we going back to a bull market? Is Bitcoin going to Lambo soon? What's going on? So I'd like to talk about that, but we will also be doing NFT giveaways in not too long. So if you're more interested in the NFT side of stuff and less in the crypto, we will be going over that stuff too. We're actually just talking about the Funko drop before this, and we were about to play some of the commercials from to show the difference between the European and the American versions of Cocoa Puffs. So if you're interested in that sort of content, that's coming up.
And then here's the one last thing I wanted to pull up. Ethereum is the currency that I personally trade the most. So I track shit tons more resistance levels here. We're seeing, again, the same thing happening. No new higher highs on the on balance volume. That's kind of like in the middle of the road, so we can still move up a bit, but we're also still below the middle B bands line on Ethereum, while Bitcoin is quite a bit above it already. So all of those kind of like things together, I'm not like super convinced that Ethereum is gonna like continue this uptrend, but you can see I've marked out a couple like points here that I really like, including what I would call my Gandalf line, which is this light blue one here, going like, let's move away out here. This blue line is going to be my Gandalf line, meaning you shall not pass this line at any point. And once we start breaking through this blue line, which I'm just going to leave here and I drew out for many, many days to come, if we start crossing over this line, that's going to help have a pretty major effect on my like sentiment short term. And then you can see I added this other line, which is kind of like tracking the overall dump, which is kind of like an average of where these prices are moving down. And even now, we're very much riding that line. Like, sure, we drop way below it, but then we come back and are having a hard time getting above it. And still, this moment, this pump is still in line with kind of like this overall trajectory downward. None of these price actions are shaking my conviction that we're still in a bear trend at the moment. It's easy to think, to see green in your portfolios again and try to like immediately flip into that like when moon and stuff, but like definitely still very metered here. I'm expecting that these last two resistance levels I drew out here.
I'm going to quickly do our stream raiders. I took your screen off.
Yeah. Okay. Then I can go back to that in a bit. I'll watch stream raiders. I'm flipping back over too.
Another thing I think it'd be fun to go over is like people, at least in the blockchain brawler server yesterday, were like, what the hell is going on with brawl? I don't know if you saw the brawl charts, but it went up over 100% yesterday, and it
Oh,
had
dope.
nothing to do with any of the news on Wax. It was because somebody did a very large buy and spiked the candle on Qcoin, and you can actually go find the wallets. People are arbitraging through the bridge, like they're arbitraging into the ERC20 token and then selling it on Qcoin at the double price. But
Oh,
I don't
hell
know. I
yeah.
think it's a pretty high concept that a lot of people don't understand. So maybe even
That's a great topic for like how could you do that if you wanted to capitalize on such an arbitrage move. I could show you exactly where to see those opportunities and then how you can walk through doing that. That's a great idea.
maybe we'll do a single NFT giveaway before we get into that, though, if
Yeah,
that works for
dope.
you. Just because we have a bunch of new viewers and not everybody's interested in the tech stuff, but we do both. We do both. Let's see. What should we give away? We can give away something from our collection since people are asking. We are a collectible brand. We got packs, 1-card packs. These are they have some gaming utility, but we always say don't buy our stuff for the gaming utility. That can come and go. These are in Wombat, and these are also in our planet, but we could get voted out of our planet, and if Wombat decides they don't like us anymore, we could not be in a Wombat dungeon. But if you do play those games, these currently have utility, and there's 4 rarities within these packs. I can show you what those look like real quick. This is also a collab we did with the Tales of the Crypto brand. Oops, I want templates. So you can pull 1 of 4 rarities in these packs. Let me zoom in here. We got our dims, our lits, our glows, and our neons, which is our way of saying common, uncommon, rare, and epic. And the choice, like the pull you're really going for is this. It's a 1 of 25. And it's got music and 3D animation. I do music and Max does 3D artwork. And then our other visual artist, Paul, does the 2D like graphic design. And combined, we create NFTs. But this is what it looks like for Neon Rare. It's not great RNG that you'll pull that, but if you're lucky, you might be able to get one of those. And all right, let's get back into marbles. Oh wait, I didn't launch marbles yet. Fail. I also didn't start Stream Raiders. Start Stream Raiders while I launch marbles. Yesterday I had such a good Fall Guys round. It was insane. It was like the second to last round was the Charging Rhino one, and everybody got knocked off except 2 of us. So the final round was a 1v1. It was so intense. It was super fun. I ended up winning too. It was very like,
Fuck yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen anything like that in the Rhino round. They're stampeding so hard. Like I was like, there's nobody left. It's just me and one other guy, and they're like coming at us because we're the only ones left. But I know Sully's into Fall Guys, and we're hoping to do some sort of like NFT Fall Guys night where like we do a private server, and then when people join us, whoever wins the Fall Guys match can get like an NFT win. And Fall Guys is going to free to play in like 20 days, so I think it'll be a lot easier for people to join. And it's also getting launched on Xbox and Switch. It's only been available on PlayStation and computer, so it'll be free to play on multiple consoles and on computers. So I'm excited about that. And I'm curious how many people we can get to join like non-followable tokens. I'm a big fan of Fall Guys. I also play Blankos a lot, which is just a ripoff of Fall Guys, but probably my 2 favorite games right now to play consistently. Let me get my soundboard going. Exclamation point play if you want to join the giveaway. And this will be for our 1-card Tales of the Crypto Neon Space collab pack. Also, our community packs are distributed 100% for free. We've never sold these on the market.
You guys silly? You guys still gonna send it? Still gonna send it.
We airdrop 20% to people who hold our collection. So if you hold our NFTs, they're like raffle tickets. Each NFT is a raffle ticket. And then 20% of new releases that are not blendable, like anything that we sell
or collabs, we dropped 20% of those to people holding our stuff. And then we also dropped, I think, 20% to people holding Tales of the Crypto collection. So like 40% was airdrop to people, and then the 60% we've been giving away through community engagement. Let's see. I got my one of my new favorite sound bites.
Let's go.
Did you hear that one all right? I remastered it.
Let's go, right?
Yeah, it's the lawyer. I don't know. I don't think you were there because you were on vacation, but that's like a TikTok lawyer who like exclusively gets people out of like crazy DUI situations. Like there's one where the guy was like straight up, he's like, he admitted to overdosing on drugs, crashed his car over the barrier, flipped it, hit another car, and then physically fought the cops. Like he punched the cops when they tried to arrest him, and he got that guy out of all of those charges for like just a reckless driving. He's like, yeah, like he's no jail time, like he'll be fine, like he'll be back on the road again in like a year. And it's just like, that guy should not be back on the road again. But afterwards he always goes, let's go, after he talks about like the crazy charges to get him off on it. It's funny.
Damn.
Yeah, we don't Eric Yo is reminding me that I have to be the bad guy and say we don't get prizes to multi-counters, and we don't give prizes to people with 0 purchased and only sold. So if all you do is claim NFTs and sell them on your wallet, you will be disqualified from winning the prize. As long as you collect NFTs and you actually buy stuff and support Wax creators, you're good to go. But if we see your accounts are linked, we use Wax Detective, and we can see if you send Wax back and forth. Or if it just looks sketchy, like all you have is Alien World shovels and they're sent from another account, that's generally a side of multi-accounting. But, you know, if you're a real person not doing nefarious stuff, then you're good to go. And don't worry about it. That and you have to fill out our form if you win. And there's you only have to fill it out once if you've ever been on our stream. So don't worry about filling it out if you're not new here. But if you are new here, fill it out once, and then you're good to go for all of our future streams. I think we've actually been getting less multi-counters in our streams. Either that or they're getting better at hiding, but it was pretty bad. Like I was banning like 20, 30 people a season. That's no longer the case, but
I feel like at some point, yeah, you've banned most of them, right?
yeah, also like, I don't know. It's a lot of work to keep making new Twitch accounts and stuff. I also I might do what Sully does, and Sully has a thing where like, if you don't have a phone number verified on your Twitch account, you can't chat. So you can't like just spam new Twitch accounts, then join the giveaways. I don't think we have that enabled on our account. So I might do that too, which will probably just weed out a bunch of people.
Yeah. How many like real people does that bear like keep out?
I don't know, but I mean, most people have a phone number. And all you need to do is link your phone number to your Twitch account. I don't see that's like, shouldn't be that big of a barrier for real people. He says it limits engagement, but it keeps bots out too. I'm fine with limiting engagement if it's not real people. Like, we're big about like not trying to boost our metrics, and like one of the reasons we don't like doing Twitter giveaways is like, yeah, you can get a ton of new followers and you get a ton of new people commenting on your posts, but they'll never comment on anything you ever do again because they're only there for the giveaway and they're multi-counting. So like,
yeah,
we know
that's
your metrics sometimes. Like, you can definitely like make your collection look bigger than it is and your Discord bigger than it is. Like if you just start doing Wax airdrops in your Discord, you can get thousands of people to join it. But again, they're not going to buy any of your stuff. They're not going to actually actively collect. So we're pretty big on like trying to keep our numbers real and our engagement real. And we'd rather look small and less impressive, which definitely like you can land bigger partnerships if you boost your metrics. And there are people doing that on Wax where they just give away a ton of free stuff, get a shit ton of people in their Discord, and then they're like, look, we have 20,000 people in our Discord, partner with us. And then they, still can't sell anything.
Yeah, for real.
Shouts out to Lord Stoney. Congrats. We're going to go back into Tech Talk briefly. We'll do more giveaways and more random talk and stuff. But I see Max has something pulled up on his screen. We'll look at it.
I'm still on my Ethereum chart over here. I'm thinking for this one that also Ethereum doesn't continue. I think it stays along this blue line that we've been kind of like hugging along here. I think we're basically there now. And best case scenario for Ethereum, as long as it keeps following the trend I've been tracking for months and months now, is that we bounce between these two yellow lines now. So again, I think that's like 22. That's about 2010 or something. So it's like let's say like 2000-ish, and about 1800. I think just it'll range in between here, kind of like being pushed down by this blue line until we drop again, and then here this purple line is a pretty big resistance level. I've been tracking this one since a long time ago. That's why I made it purple. When we hit this point, I'm taking some profits. Like this is from short selling, but for now I've been kind of like balancing the position, maintaining it. Obviously been taking a bit of profit on the way down. It's always a good practice, but like this is a target line. So if we make it all the way down here, we haven't quite gotten there even on these long wicks. So we're getting close. It's around 16, and then I think 14, like the next level down, still very much like reachable, 14, 13. But again, even though I think it can go lower, I have set this target when I started doing this trade, and that's the plan, is to take profit at this level. So no matter what's happening with the price, even if we drop quickly and continue to drop below it, I'm selling at that level because that was the plan and I'm following my plan. And if we're investing together here, it's a good idea to make a plan that makes sense for your own situation. And then when the market condition eventually changes, follow your plan. So you should have a plan, not just for like, a potential drop, but what if it keeps climbing now? Like it might continue blow through what I'm thinking it's going to do and then keep climbing higher. Like what's the plan for if that happens? So there should be an answer to those questions if you're considering yourself a crypto investor. Investing is making
big
plans.
on having plans and not reacting to news. And like it's easy to get emotional when you see big red or big green candles, but if you have a plan months in advance on what you should do when that happens, then you don't react emotionally and you're less likely to make a mistake that
you also don't want to be in a position where you have to make such a decision while you're feeling like that emotional high of like, oh man, I just made X amount of money, or that emotional low of like, holy shit, I'm losing it all. That's not a state of mind you should be making, or you should be in to make financial decisions if your goal is to make good decisions. So make those decisions, on a time when you can objectively view everything and take your own financial situation into account. Definitely understand that, this money can be gone. And if you need it to pay rent, it's probably not the best idea to trade volatile equity assets or engage in kind of speculative trading at all, because that is a lot of what this is like speculation. And sure, you can draw lines on a graph and be able to kind of guide your speculation a bit, even if you're right with those lines 90% of the time, and with your projections and everything. If you don't make plans that hedge your positions and you don't take profits along the way, that 10% of the time when you're wrong, you can literally wipe yourself out entirely.
Somebody
if you don't
in the Atomic Kings yesterday was talking about, they're like, my friend went from $1,000 to $100,000 and then they leveraged it 10x and lost all of it in an hour. It's
yeah, exactly. That's you can be, and it's the things you can be right for 2 or 3 years and just be really good at what you're doing and feel I can't do anything wrong, and then in 10 minutes lose everything you built over the last multiple years. So definitely understand
we're all about hedging risk here and not leveraging 100% of your your money.
The plan is the strategy is, and the game of investing is not buy low, sell high, or pick the right next moon rocket asset. The game is assess risk versus reward and then manage your risk while you try to get to those rewards. It's all a risk reward equation. So you're trying to understand your own ability to accept risk, and then trying to basically make an idea of certain assets riskiness versus what their reward is, and then does that risk reward ratio fit into your personal ability to take on that risk.
One of the reasons why we say this is not financial advice is because everybody has different risk appetite. Some people can lose $100,000 and be fine because they have millions and millions of dollars, but another person, that could be their life savings and then they will be devastated. So you can't really give a one size fits all financial advice. Also, we're not financial advisors. We're not qualified or certified to do that. Max has just been crypto investing for a while, and this is like an educational forum where we tell you some of our strategies. We don't even recommend you use our strategies necessarily, but it's like kind of the wild, wild west out there, and a lot of people don't know much about a crypto. Like a lot of people just got into collecting NFTs. Maybe Funko brought you in, but like whether you like it or not, like the price of your Funko stuff is also kind of attached to the price of wax, and it's like wax is going up and down, and sometimes people are just like, why, what's happening? So we try to like give our insight on that, but you should also never trust strangers on the internet to give you financial advice.
Yeah,
And
that
also like
was a big thing.
you should
Like,
review
people on the
multiple
internet don't
sources.
have your interests at heart necessarily. Like, and especially people who give financial advice online, they don't have what's called a fiduciary responsibility to you because you're not their client. They're just shilling whatever the fuck maybe their actual client is asking them to shill. So you should always be suspect of anybody, including your favorite wax streamers or me or anybody who's talking about buying or selling any kind of asset. And it's your money, so it's your decision. And there's never going to be
like Hydra said, do your own research. I like this. He posted on Twitter. He said, do your own research also goes to creators. Like, don't just trust anybody who's streaming. Like, make sure they have like the background and also research the stuff they're saying because they could be wrong. Not everybody's right all the time. Do you want to pull up Brawl? I'm going to play a commercial while you do.
Oh, yes. Pull up.
I found some Coco Monkey commercials.
My name's Coco and I swing from the trees. I live in the jungle, I'm a monkey, you see. When I get hungry, I'll even eat leaves, but I'd rather have a bowl of Cocoa Krispies. I help myself often and I try to say please, but I'm faster than the others, they cannot catch me. Oh yeah.
Oh, there's the crocodile.
So chocolatey, delicious. It's hard to believe they're part of a complete breakfast, but they are. Keep your eyes open and a monkey you'll see. I'd always like a bowl of Cocoa Krispies.
The song kind of not to lie.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Hanging in the jungle with my Cocoa Krispies. When a speedy cheetah steps out from the trees, he makes a fast grab, leaving me in the breeze. Stopping for the taste.
Oh, it's like all the jungle animals are always after his
Easy giving me the slip. He's next.
I shoot you if they stop eating.
Oh yeah, part of a complete breakfast. Kellogg's Cocoa Krispies even turns the milk chocolatey. With every
I see y'all weren't lying. We were arguing earlier. We're like, who is this monkey? Because we're from America and we've never seen the monkey in commercials ever. We're like, it's always the bird that's like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah,
and
pull up the bird one and let's compare our commercials to your for Cocoa Krispies here. Or Cocoa Puffs.
To keep me from going cuckoo for the great chocolatey taste of Cocoa Puffs, I'm going to ride up and down this elevator all day.
11th floor, munchy.
Munchy?
12th floor, crunchy.
Crunchy!
13th floor.
Chocolatey? That's Cocoa Puffs! Yay! Go for Cocoa Puffs! Go for Cocoa Puffs!
Chocolatey tasting Cocoa Puffs, a part of this balanced breakfast with 10 important vitamins and minerals.
Being cuckoo sure has its ups and downs.
Oh my. I like the monkey better.
That's what we grew up doing. I kind of like the monkey song way better though. Now like
he's got a whole like cast of homies with him, and
holy crap, this has been around since the 70s. It's not loading now.
Who, the Cocoa Puffs?
Yeah, the Cocoa Puff bird in 1974. There's a commercial, and there's one from here in the 80s.
I'll mail myself someplace where there's nothing to make me go cuckoo for my favorite cereal. Delicious, munchy, crunchy, chocolatey Cocoa Puffs. It's part of this good, nutritious breakfast.
Cocoa Puffs mail call. Special delivery postcards for Sonny.
He's not in.
They say, Puff, Puff, Cocoa Puffs. Chocolate tasting Cocoa Puffs. Munchy, crunchy, chocolatey.
Cocoa Puffs! Yahoo! I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs! Boy, did I get that message.
For at least 30 years, too. Yeah, it's interesting to see that the marketing campaigns are totally different in like the United States.
Yeah, completely different. It has always been the bird since I've been a kid too. So
the reason we're talking about it is
I'm jealous of the monkey now, though.
If you look here at the redeemable, you can get the monkey. Or no, that's the Sugar Pops Pete.
Yeah, the legendaries, right?
Yeah, this is a physical redeemable. Honestly, I would prefer this to the bird, though. I think it looks better.
Yeah, I do. Although I don't know, the Toucan Sam from fucking Fruit Loops I'd be into too. The one that's on the pack.
Wait, those are different cereals?
Huh?
Those are different cereals you're telling me?
Yeah, the one from the Toucan Sam. He's
Oh,
from
it's
Fruit
Cocoa
Loops.
Pops and Cocoa Puffs. Wow, I'm an idiot. I don't know what Cocoa Pops is then. I've never had Cocoa Pops.
Yeah, okay, me
Holy
neither.
crap, you just blew my mind, Dr. Crispy. What is a Cocoa Pops?
Okay, I guess I'm less jealous because at least we didn't get gypped out and missed out on the monkey.
Oh. You're also not supposed to say gypped anymore. That's a slur against gypsies.
Oh, my mistake.
Just FYI.
Sorry.
If you're trying to
I know that from a bygone era now. I'm getting old.
Okay, I have had these. I don't know. That just blew my mind, though. I assume this was for.
I've never had those. I've never even seen those.
Oh, no, I've had Cocoa Rice Krispies, which is like the.
Yeah, that's like the Flintstones are like the mascot for those.
I thought it was a Dracula guy. These are the ones I've had, Cocoa Krispies. That's also made by Kellogg's. What, like, yeah, these are the ones I know. Oh, I didn't want to do that. But these seem like they're the exact same cereal, Cocoa Krispies and Cocoa Pops. It must just be like a different advertising campaign. Cocoa Pebbles.
Holy crap. Cocoa Pebbles is what I'm thinking of. The Flintstones. You're right. God damn, there's so many Cocoa cereals.
What's the one with Count Dracula? There's like the chocolate Count.
Oh, Chocula, Count Chocula.
Yeah.
And then there's like Blueberry and what is it, like Frankenberry?
Yeah, this one looks more like I guess like Frosted Flakes. There's a lot of different. That's General Mills though. It's a different.
I remember this. Count Chocula.
We're really just learning stuff about cereal today.
Damn, learning that there's a lot more than I thought there was.
I like Cornelius too. If I pulled this guy, I'd keep him. The one that I don't like, I've never seen this guy either. Sugar Pops Pete. Maybe that's a regional thing too.
Sugar Pops Pete. Yeah, I don't know.
Let's go on YouTube and
see. Does Sugar Pops Pete have a commercial? He looks terrifying in that, like just the mouth with the sharp teeth and like the dead eyes.
This is from like
Marshall, there's a free-for-all. They're fighting and shooting and making noise and...
Don't worry about it.
Marshall, outlaws just held up the bank and made awful faces.
Don't worry about it.
Marshall, the grocery store just burned down with all the food and the sugar pops and...
The sugar pops?
The sugar pops.
That does it.
What you gonna do?
Worry.
Look, it's Sugar Pops Pete.
With my sugar popper, I can rustle up enough Kellogg's Sugar Pops for everyone.
Okay.
Snack pack,
too. Shoots them into existence.
The pops are sweeter and the tastiest too. They're shot with sugar and through.
I'm from like the 60s. That looks old as all anything.
I have tried Rice Krispie treats. I'm not a fan though.
I like Rice Krispie treats as like the bar. Like I don't really like it as a cereal, but I like the bars of
the bar with like the marshmallow fluff or whatever, like holding it all together.
I've also made that a few times. I've made that with weed because you can use like weed butter and make weed Rice Krispie treats. They're pretty good. Yeah, this looks like a super old advertising campaign. That's why I've never heard of this guy. This is probably just from before our time. So I was saying earlier, like I eat sugar pops. Like I grew up eating sugar pops. Literally never seen this guy in the box ever. This Funko also looks kind of terrifying.
He does look terrifying, right? It's not just me.
And then the Grail is Tony the Tiger Jr. Maybe somebody can clarify this too. Where did he come from? Because we only know Tony the Tiger Sr. And I've never seen him have a kid in any of the commercials. But that could be a newer development because we also, you're saying earlier.
I remember the newest most modern version of the Tony the Tiger campaigns that I remember. It was like Earn Your Stripes, and he was like being like animated into live action like scenes with like kids sport teams, and Kellogg's was like getting them like, you know, Tony the Tiger like uniforms to like wear or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
He's from the 70s, so this is also super old. So it's from before our time.
Oh, he had a kid and he ditched the kid, or the kid grew up on the Tony.
It's Tony Jr.
there with my new Kellogg's Frosted Rice cereal.
Did you say Frosted Flakes?
Nope, it's Frosted Rice.
But what made you roar?
Frosted Rice. It's so roaring good it makes you roar.
Frosted Rice? What is that?
Amazing, isn't it? And Kellogg's new Frosted Rice is part of a roaring good breakfast. Remember, Kellogg's Frosted Rice.
Okay, so it did exist. I'm learning a lot about cereal through this Funko drop, so shouts out to Funko and Kellogg's for educating us. Do you want to pull up the Brawl chart and maybe go over some of that stuff? Then we'll do another giveaway in maybe like 20 minutes.
Yeah, let's check this out. This is interesting to see. So I'm on, if you're on my screen again, I'm on KuCoin right now.
Right.
This is the Brawl UST chart, and you can see what Lewis was talking about. Look at these huge volume recently where somebody bought for not even that much, but placed a large buy order, and then since then the whole price got pushed up and people are like selling and buying. And here you can see this is the chart on KuCoin, and then here it is over at Alcor. I guess Alcor, the token listed first, so you have the whole run up to the top, whereas by the time it went live on KuCoin, we were already there. But let's take a look at what does it take first to move this price, and then also how to exploit an arbitrage opportunity to cash out of Brawl. So let's see. Right now you can get, it looks like, what was that, 2.7 cents per Brawl, and you can see here there is about $11,600 worth of Brawl available at that price. And then as you climb up, this will actually add all of the available tokens together and tell you what the total purchase price would be. So let's see. Oh, there's $11,000 at the top of that. So right away, there's $462 worth of Brawl available at this current price. Then it goes up by 0.0001 cent. And then you can see here every time it goes up. So you could see it is now 0.271, and it would take, to push it to a price of 0.383, for example, it would take $10,000 of cash. So if you use $10,000 of UST, you could buy all of these open orders and push the price up to this new level, at which point, people who come and sell would try to push it down. So that's what's happening when somebody fills all of the orders in an order book like this. That's what you're seeing with this giant candle. Is just like a single order filling every single one of these, setting the new price at whatever the last highest price was, and then people coming in and filling those on the way back down as time goes on.
The reason it went up on Alcor, though, is because it went up here, and there's an opportunity to trade between the two. So it's not because like a bunch of people just bought on Alcor to buy it. It's because they bought on Alcor to move it over to KuCoin to sell it at twice the price you could buy it for on Alcor.
Yeah. So let's see what would that take, right? So let's say we have Wax, and we see that you have Brawl on Alcor here. Brawl on Alcor is selling for 0.214 right now in Wax, and let's see how much is that in dollars. I'm gonna pull out another calculator here just to do the calculation for the Wax price. 0.2.
I always use CoinGecko. CoinGecko has like a built-in
14. So this is effectively 2.63 cents per Brawl token on Alcor right now. At the same time, it's around 2.7 over here, right? So that's a 0.001 ish opportunity for arbitrage. So you could, what that means is you could buy right now at 2.6 cents and sell at the exact same moment for 2.7 cents and pocket that difference 0.001 cent as your take-home profit without a counterpart risk, because you're doing both transactions at the same time and you're just taking the profit from the difference in the moment that the transaction finalized. That type of a trade
really
is
like
arbitrage.
right now it's not the best value proposition, but yesterday there was a point where it's literally double the price on KuCoin than it was on Alcor. So people bought like hundreds of thousands of wax worth of it on Alcor and then moved it. Do you want to show like the web cloud wallet how the bridge works?
Yeah. So let's say if it was a bigger opportunity, like let's say it was like a 1 cent per unit or something that you could make, like the double price thing that Lewis was saying yesterday. The way you would do it is you'd come here, you'd buy some of these tokens from either the swap or from the market, depending on where the better deal is for how much you're trying to buy. Once you've bought the Brawl token, here on the Wax blockchain, you are going to try to basically put it into your KuCoin account. And here you can see KuCoin, if I wanted to go and deposit. Let's see where I do that. On KuCoin, it is. Let me just go to my main page here. It's like wallet,
and
then main account. And then here we go, deposit. So if I want to deposit crypto into KuCoin, I want to do Brawl. So let me search for Brawl. Blockchain Brawlers Brawl. Select network it's asking for, and then it says I have to do it on the Ethereum network, which is an ERC20 token. Okay, so now it says I can send my Brawl here. It has to come to this Ethereum address. Okay, so how can I get my Brawl from Alcor there? Well, I bought the Brawl on Alcor. It's on the Wax blockchain now in my wallet. I would then send that Wax or that Brawl to my Cloud wallet, because the Cloud wallet, if you come to your Cloud wallet here, you'd have sent your Brawl here, and then on the right side there's a Ethereum bridge. If you click on that and scroll down, you'll find the token bridge. Here you'll be able to click the drop down and choose Brawl token, and then if you connect your Ethereum wallet, like it says right here, your Ethereum wallet address is this, and if it doesn't say that, you can just say connect. So I'll disconnect right now just to show what that normally looks like. I guess if it won't let me disconnect, then normally it'll just say connect your wallet. You click it and it'll pop up MetaMask.
And then sign a transaction?
Yeah, you sign to connect MetaMask to here. Once it's connected, you have your Brawl token. Let's say you have, here, I guess I can show this first part of it. Actually, no, because it's going to cost Ethereum to claim. So let's say you bought like 1,000 Brawl tokens or 100 Brawl tokens, right? You can now send the 1,000. Say again?
It says amount is not enough. I don't think you can do it with that little of an amount.
Oh, it's because I don't have any in my wallet. It's saying like I don't have enough in my wallet.
Okay.
Yeah, I have none right now. But you can do it with like, let's see. I mean, yeah, send max, it'll still say nothing. But let's say buy 1,000. I could then click here. This would stop being blacked out if I actually had 1,000. I'd say convert to Ethereum, and then it'll pop up with the normal like Cloud like sign this transaction page. You click affirm and sign that, and this 1,000 Brawl leaves your wallet and is sent to the bridge contract. What happens then is you wait. It says claim process may take several minutes. So then you wait several minutes, and eventually it'll pop up and have the ability for you to claim, like down here where it says wait right now. Right? Yeah, it'll ask you to, it'll be like, oh, your Brawl tokens are ready to claim. And then you click claim, it pops up with your MetaMask on your Ethereum side, and you need to sign a claim transaction, which can cost, like $5, $10, $20 in Ethereum as a fee.
On top of the arbitrage profit, you need to sign the transaction to get it. Then you need to spend the gas to get it from MetaMask back over to KuCoin. So you'll be signing 2 transactions. So depending on gas fees, you can also check what Ether gas fees are currently with like the Gwei prices or whatever.
Yeah, so Ether gas fees I could check is a ETH gas station. Go to ETH gas station, and it'll tell you what the fees are right now.
And the other thing is it takes time. Like as Max said, it takes minutes. So like there might be an opportunity to arbitrage, and by the time you get your tokens over to KuCoin, somebody else has taken that opportunity. So there is risk involved. It's not like an immediate thing where you can automatically do it. But people were just asking yesterday, like, what was going on Alcor. And I mean, short answer is more people bought Brawl, but the long answer is they did it on a different exchange, and the people arbitraged from Alcor over to KuCoin. So we thought we'd show people how that's possible. Not necessarily recommending you do it. There's risk involved, but
yeah. So it looks like the transaction right now to just send currencies, there's about $2 in Ethereum. So it's not terrible. For Ethereum, that's pretty cheap.
I'm gonna pop up Stream Raiders again. It just finished.
Yeah. But basically, yeah, that would be the process. Once you claim it, you'll have it in your MetaMask wallet, and then you can use the MetaMask wallet to send it to that address that KuCoin was providing us with, that OX address, where it's asking for the deposit to come. Once you send that, it'll also take maybe like 5-10 minutes for it to actually populate into your KuCoin account, and then you can make your trade. So to do successful arbitrage, ideally, you maintain a balance of Brawl tokens, if Brawl is what you're arbitraging, on both Ethereum and Wax blockchain, so that when the opportunity arises on one of those sides, you're already set with the asset ready to go, and then you trade out of the one side and bridge back over from the other side. Basically, sell on one chain, buy on the other chain, and then retop off your position so that you basically maintain your pool of assets that you use for arbitrage. It's a useful strategy, but it does require quite a bit of capital, because usually the opportunities aren't going to be 100% like they were the other day. Usually it's more like 1%. And then to cover all the fees involved with doing such a trade, you oftentimes would need to use a lot of volume, like a lot of value.
Another good one is like Wax USDT is almost never worth $1 on Wax, so that's when I'm trying to arbitrage personally, but I don't try to do it all at once. Like I slowly accumulate enough so that I can get enough that it's worth bridging over. But I've been buying it at like 80 cents for months now, so like I have a pretty decent sized chunk of USDT over there. And if, especially when the gas fees are down to where it is now, it might actually be profitable for me to move it over. But I currently just have it in DeFi box because it was incentivized. But let's see what it's worth right now in DeFi box. It is worth 90 cents. So yeah, it's like 10 cents less than what it should be. But there's not a lot of volume on the book, so you'll spike it back up to a dollar with like not buying very much. So like for me, it's a very long play where I'm like over time just accumulating enough that it makes it worth it to bridge it. But again, not
here, if you show my screen, I'll show that what you're talking about, the opportunity there. Go to DeFi box. Check this out.
You got to do Wax.
Cool.
DeFi box, yeah.
It's like wax.DeFi box.
A long time ago, somebody was asking, how do you short a market? We probably won't go over the long on how to short. That was the DNA said, how would I best go short selling? You can do it on centralized exchanges. You can leverage trade in short sell, or we use Tranquil.
I can give it like a quick overview. It's not like super complicated, but yeah, I can talk about that.
Are you still in here, DNA? If he's not, I don't think we should go over it.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. So here's
DNA still in here.
Yeah,
let's
I
go
can
over the
explain
USDT
it.
thing and then go over to the arbitrage.
Yeah, so here's for right now, for 1 USDT on Wax, I can get 7.3 Wax tokens. I can come over to, oh wait, I want to be on KuCoin here for 1 Wax at current asking price for 1 USDT. I have to go market. Let's see. No, it doesn't like auto fill in for me. That's annoying. Let's see if I want. Okay, that's the price. Huh. Okay, I was hoping it would just like fill in and tell me what it is, but I guess I have to do the math. Let me do that.
I mean, it's pretty easy. It's worth $1 almost always on KuCoin, and it's not worth $1 on DeFi box.
Hold on 1 second.
Sounds like Paul just got back for something. When Max mutes his
Okay.
mic, it's talking to something in the room.
Yeah, Paul is leaving and asking something. Okay, let me do the math here then. Calculator. We got $1 and wax is costing 0.1226. So we get 8 wax, 8.15 wax here, while at the same time it's 7.3 wax here for the dollar. So I could take the dollar, buy 8 wax here, or 8.15, then take my wax, 8.15 back over to DeFi box and effectively make 9.9% in arbitrage profit in US dollar tether, even with a single dollar. Moving in that direction, I think you'd actually, you'd have to take into account the withdrawal fee from withdrawing wax. So again, you'd probably have to do it with more than $1, and then you'd have to
I've
see
been
how many
accumulating it
dollars are
over
available.
time because like it's like the gas fees will eat any sort of profit you're trying to do if you're trying to do it with like the amount that's available. But for me, I'm like stacking USDT over months. So then when I do move it, I have like hundreds of dollars of USDT that I bought all at under $1.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of like a very clear example of like you can make, 0.099 wax on a single dollar if we ignore the fees involved with moving that money at the moment.
There's leverage trading on KuCoin. You just want to show that?
Sure. Leverage trading on KuCoin is if you come here. Oh,
that would be one way to short the market though, when people are asking.
You can do futures trades and margin trading, like futures, for example, are here. This is like a futures trade is you're basically buying a contract that gives you a guaranteed future price of an asset. Like if you wanted to buy wax, you could say I'm buying wax at 8 cents, but 2 months from now. So then you have the ability 2 months from now to buy the wax at 8 cents. But if 2 months from now the wax is less than 8 cents, you might lose money on that trade. So you're basically committing to a price in the future with future contract trading here. These are, I don't know, this type of like trading is really like high risk, lots of leverage, and there's
I
maintenance.
don't recommend doing this. I tell people if you don't
really
do TA, like if you don't understand the fundamentals of TA, don't leverage trade. And even if you do, you can still lose money. But like, I don't know. The only reason I feel comfortable even shorting the market a little bit is because I get updates from Max and Sid daily on their market sentiments. So if there is something I need to hear about, they tell me. But like, if I didn't have them in my lives, I would not be doing this at all. I would lose all my money not knowing how to read the market.
Yeah, let's see. Here's a demo account that we did a short sell on screen. We did this on stream a while ago, but we can help understand how it's actually profitable now. So we borrowed, I think it was like $7 or something in Ethereum, and then sold it into cash, where we now have the cash still. And now that the Ethereum is a cheaper price, we could buy this back. So the way that short selling works is you have a money market like this. In the money market, you end up with all these different assets that can be traded, or basically that can be supplied and borrowed. So on this side here, the supply side, there's $52 million that have been supplied in these different assets. So of that 52 million, 8 million is in Ethereum. Then you have like 11 million or almost $12 million worth of Bitcoin here, like 12 million in US dollars coin, 2 million in Tether, almost 2 in DAI. So what this is you can take your US dollar coin like I have right now and supply it, and then flip this switch basically, which makes it act as collateral. You can see here the collateral weight of your dollars is 80%. So that means that if you put in $100, you can borrow $80 worth of assets against it as collateral. So here, let's do that. If we come up here to the dashboard, your own dashboard, we have $22 in here, and that gives us the ability to borrow almost $18, which is 80% of 22. So now, in order to short sell Ethereum, what I want to do is
also, in general, don't want to be leveraged to the max amount you can trade, because then you'll be liquidated immediately if the price fluctuates in the direction you don't expect it to. So it's safer to give yourself some wiggle room on the borrow limit. Like you don't want to be that close to 100%.
Yeah. So like right now, I can borrow safe maximum would put me at 80%. That's high for me because 80%, I don't know. I'm nervous about that. But let's do like not quite that much. Let's go like 0.025. That is like $5-ish. So I can borrow $5 of Ethereum now against my $22 here and sign this transaction. For doing that, I will get 0.0025 Ethereum into my wallet now. And this side will go up because I now need to pay back that Ethereum that I just borrowed. So once that transaction finishes, like this, beat it. Now you can see I'm at 54% of my collateral weight. I can still borrow up to $18, but I've already now borrowed $9 in Ethereum. And this has to be paid back in Ethereum. I'm also being charged 4.82% in market interest. That's APY interest being charged in Ethereum. So I have to pay back not just this 0.005 Ethereum, but 0.005 Ethereum and an additional 4. Like almost 5% per year. That's if this loan is open for a full year. I can also close the loan right now, and basically I'll have been paying the same interest rate for the blocks that have gone by since I've opened it. On this blockchain, there's a 2 to 3 second block time. So every 2 to 3 seconds, I'm being charged interest that this loan is open. Now, all I've done is borrowed Ethereum against dollars. This isn't a short position. I still have the Ethereum in my wallet. To make this a short sell, I would now need to sell the Ethereum for US dollars. So that would then mean I have to pay back Ethereum, but I've locked in the value of that Ethereum at the moment where I borrowed it. So let me do that. I just come up here to DeFi and swap
several
it here,
different exchanges. A couple ones I check is I check DeFi, I check DeFi Kingdoms, and then I also usually check is it Sushi Swap, right?
Yeah, Sushi Swap, and then I also like what is it called? Curve protocol is.
I personally check all of them to see which one I can get the most USDC for my Ether, and it changes depending on, like, sometimes one will be better than the other. So
yeah, here
I think it's worth
check
checking a couple.
Let's check Sushi Swap too.
I usually don't use Sushi Swap, but that one works for like USDT, I think, and there's like a couple coins that are better.
Yes. Sushi Swap has the deepest liquidity for USDT on the Harmony blockchain. So now if I do Ethereum I want USDC, and I say my full balance here, 4.82. And what was I getting over here? 4.82. Yeah, whatever. Good enough. So I'll sell the Ethereum that I've borrowed now. And this locks me in at a price of $4.82 for this, for the Ethereum that I've borrowed from the market. I still have to pay back the Ethereum, but in Ethereum. So now the short side of this play is I expect to be able to buy the Ethereum I have to pay back to the protocol, to the money market here. I expect to be able to buy this for less than I just sold it for.
I also want to screenshot. Like, I screenshot my transactions I'm trading just so in my own head I can keep track of like the different ones.
It's a good idea to like keep a spreadsheet and like stay on top of all these moves. But now you can see I'm at 45%, and if Ethereum now continues to climb, my percentage will keep pushing up as well. So as a way to help offset that, I'm going to deposit the 480 that I just got for trading that Ethereum. So if I deposit that here, that's going to help to offset my borrow limit again and push down this cost some more. So let's do that.
Also, one of the cool things about Tranquil is, like, as you can see, the APY on the Ethereum is actually positive, not negative, because for borrowing, it will pay you in the native token Tranquil. So if you sell that as you're like leaving your thing open, you can slowly pay off your loan and like start to offset some of the risk.
Yeah, and so you can see I've come back down, but not all the way back to where I started, and it's because the deposit I just made only has an 80% collateral weight. So I've effectively 20% of the value is now being eaten by my borrow limit. But I've pushed it down well below 50 again, down to 45%. This, I can now borrow up to $21, even though I didn't actually put new money into my protocol. I just borrowed money, sold it, and now I can use this to basically borrow again if I wanted to. This would be effectively the same thing as doing multiple multipliers of leverage on a centralized exchange, where it's like, oh, I'm short selling 5x, so that if the price goes down 0.1% or whatever, then I make 0.5% in profit. You can do that here too by simply like rolling this position the way I like. If I were to borrow again, sell again, and then deposit the sold money again, and then borrow again, and keep doing that till I push my like limit all the way to 80%.
I personally do not like doing that. I
It's
don't like
very
borrowing
risky.
more money than I own.
Plus, the problem now is that when it's time to pay back this loan, I don't have US dollars in this wallet. They're all in this market. So I would have to come here and withdraw. And you can see, even though it says I have $27, the withdrawal maximum is going to only allow me to withdraw $12, which would put the remaining balance to 80% of what the value of this is. So the problem with if I were to borrow more Ethereum and continue to push this, eventually if I was at 80%, I wouldn't be able to withdraw any of the money, and I would have to basically source the money to close the loan from outside of this money market. So keeping that in mind is also important. But this position now is a short sell of Ethereum. I've sold Ethereum already. I have the money in cash. I'm just waiting for the price of Ethereum to fall now. So let's say we do make it down to those targets of like $1,400 per unit. Right now we're at $1,900 per unit. So that would be, you know, each Ethereum that I had already sold, I would effectively be able to make $400 in profit if I bought each of those units back at $1,300 or at $1,400 or whatever the math is there. Sorry, I'm like spaced. But yeah, if it gets to 14, that would be $500 per ETH unit. So if I had short sold like 5 Ethereum and then was actually going to close that loan at 14, and I opened it at 19, that's 5 times $500 in take home profit that I can keep in US dollar, or I could use to buy more Ethereum. If I feel like, oh, I think Ethereum is going to come back up now, I can buy back not just the 5 Ethereum I sold, but like 6 maybe when it drops to a lower price. And then I could ride this, like, again, I could take the Ethereum, I could deposit it into just the supply market, and I don't have to check the collateralized. So I don't have to use it to borrow. I could literally just be act as a supplier to this money market. And for doing that, I'll earn 1.1% in Ethereum and 1.8% in the reward token. And that's what Lewis was saying a second ago. When you see the positive APY here, it's because the reward is outpacing the cost of the interest on this loan. So right now I do have to pay 4.8% in Ethereum for keeping this loan open, but I'm also being rewarded 5.9% of the value of this Ethereum paid out in Tranquil reward token, which is,
I think it's also important to note that that assumes you were selling at the current price, because if Tranquil goes down in price, that won't exist anymore. So you have to be like selling it as you farm it if you actually want that APY to be correct.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're trying to actually have a net positive APY from this, you would have to claim this and sell it into Ethereum like relatively regularly to keep up with basically to actually realize these projections. On the other side here, though, where you're just supplying, you're being paid on both of those metrics. So for the dollars I have in here, I'm making almost 1% in the dollar, and then another 1.1% in the reward token. So for this, I could leave this alone forever, and I'm still making 2% APY. And some of that is paid directly in dollars, and those dollars are added directly into my balance. So if I were to, you know, add like 1 Ethereum to this, or like $1,000 or something, and I come back in a few weeks or months or something, there will be more than $1,000 in my deposit balance, and I can literally just click and withdraw it. And as long as I'm not borrowing against it, like if I never checked this collateral thing, I can always just withdraw pretty much freely. And this type of lending platform is called a money market protocol, and this is kind of like the center cornerstone of the decentralized finance world. You can see the main protocol is on Ethereum.
You can actually do this on EOS with DeFi Box. DeFi Box has a borrow lend protocol, not on the Wax side, but on the EOS side. So I'm hoping they bring that over to Wax because it'd be awesome to be able to short sell tokens on Wax, like Farmers World token.
So we just saw that number there, where this protocol has $52 million. The EOS version of it has 5.2 billion. So
I mean Ether.
In all assets. So you can see, like, if I go to the, I have to switch to Ethereum.
Compounds
first.
on Ether though, right?
Yes, that's right.
You said EOS.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, Ether. Yeah. So you can see if I go to the actual app, connect my MetaMask wallet. Yes, connect.
Another one we like is Mimas Finance, and that's on CRO, and it's made by the same people who make Tranquil. We like the team that does Tranquil. They also make Defira, which is their decentralized exchange, but it has GameFi built on top of it. We're pretty into that project. My brother's actually a moderator for the Discord, and he also helps them stream for Tranquil and Defira.
Yeah, but here you can see there's a bunch of different assets like Sushi token, actual Ethereum, and if I look at the Ethereum, let's see these markets. Oh, this is like my personal dashboard. Where's the actual markets? Here they are. So you can see $5.4 billion supplied, $1.3 billion being borrowed against it. And then you can see Ethereum, there is $1.4 billion worth of Ethereum.
Hot damn.
In this market, in this protocol, $1.1 billion worth of Bitcoin parked in here.
Kind of a result of that, though, is because there's so much more money in there, you earn less money from your APY. Like, APYs are way lower if you look at them because there's so much money you're competing against to be able to.
Yeah, way lower. So we're looking at 0.06% that you're making for supplying your Ethereum. So it does put the Ethereum, if we switch back to Harmony, for example, the Ethereum lending protocol over here. Oh yeah, we're on the market already. 1.1% doesn't feel like a lot, but it's a lot more than 0.05%. It's like a fuckload more.
And again, also for no counterpart risk. That's
no
not borrowing.
Yeah.
I guess you're lending, you're not borrowing. But yeah, the only risk there is if the protocol fails entirely and people are able to get all the money out of the protocol. But
and this protocol is a direct fork of the Compound protocol, which has been battle tested and has billions of dollars in it. So like this money, if it was able to be exploited, there's a lot on the line to incentivize that exploit.
It's obviously not like as good as a like people vetting the smart contracts and being audited, but kind of a way to ballpark whether or not something is safe is how much money is in there. There's billions of dollars in there. If somebody was able to steal it, they would be stealing it. They wouldn't just be waiting for more money to get in there. So like you can kind of assume it's safe just based on like the amount of money that is in there and not being stolen. But that being said, there can always be exploits that come up in the future. Nothing is like bulletproof, and we've seen a lot of smart contract exploits in the past year on crypto. So
nothing is guaranteed. There's been money market exploits too. So like
I don't think you should put
never
100%
on Compound
into any one thing personally.
Yeah, exactly. So another cool thing to think about or to like keep in mind here is like all these tokens you can do the same exact strategy with. Like you could short sell any of this stuff, and then you can also go long on them. So if you instead of like trying to short sell and trying to play on the market on the way down, if you think the market's coming up, you can take your Ethereum, let's say that's the token you like and you think it's going to keep climbing. I can put my Ethereum into this money market, and then it will represent it represents 75% collateral weight. I can borrow dollars, use the dollars to buy more Ethereum, put the Ethereum in here, and then what I'll have is basically the opposite of what my dashboard looks like now, where my Ethereum will be supplied and my dollars will be borrowed, but I'll have used those dollars to buy more Ethereum already. And that way, as the Ethereum price climbs, the dollar borrow price remains constant, and eventually I can sell off a fraction of the Ethereum that I already bought to close the loan and keep the rest as profit, or sell the rest and turn it into cash as profit, however you like to take your profits. So you can do a long or a short, and then the really, really fucking like if you don't take away anything from this kind of other than this sentence, I think this is the really big money maker in this kind of like thing. You can do both long and short at the same time, or go long after you've opened a short, and then you can close your long in before you close your short. Basically, you can close these positions in any order that you want to. There is no first in first out order processing. And if you were to do leveraged short trading, or what is it called, or futures trading on a centralized exchange, there is what's called first in first out order processing. And that would mean that if I was going short like I am right here, and then like let's say the market keeps going up, and now I'm like, okay, well, I'm not sure if I don't want to close my short at a loss, but I also want to help to like offset my collateral here as Ethereum climbs. I could borrow some cash and open a long position as the Ethereum price keeps climbing, and then when it runs out of steam, I could close that long position and use that to basically help hedge my value in my market, in my money market position here. That is not possible in traditional finance. To be able to close a long position that you opened after a different position, usually you have to close in the order that you open the positions. So if I open a short, then open a long, and then I want to close a position, I have to close the short first, because that was the first in. It has to be the first out. With this type of protocol, you don't have to do that. And
shout out to NFT Gamer TV. Thanks for the raid. We're going over money market protocols right now. We're pretty balls deep into it. If you are interested in this sort of stuff, the replay will be up on Twitch, and we're also dual casting on YouTube. So you'll be able to watch this if you're interested in how to short or long a market. We talked about that. Not financial advice, of course, but we just try to educate people on strategies, and then you can decide if the risk is up to it for you.
Yeah, so that's kind of like the really interesting part of this, is that it itself, the money market, is a tool that you can use to do more than than just short sell or go even leverage long, but you can use this as like the center of a much more complicated strategy. For example,
I also just used it as a bank for the longest time. Like, I just recently started trying to do a short, but like for many months I was just using it as a bank and then earning tranquil rewards for supplying stuff. So you don't necessarily even have to like mess with any of the short or long stuff, or like borrowing if you're not comfortable with the risk of that.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're just long holding tokens, like you can earn interest on them, which I don't know. It's better than just sitting.
Honestly, 0.9% on Bitcoin in Bitcoin is not a bad yield. Or this one's doing 1.6% paid in Bitcoin on my Bitcoin, and I'm making 0.6% in Tranquil and 1.3% in one token. Just for supplying this, I don't have to borrow it. I don't have to leverage it. I don't have to risk it against something. It's literally just one BTC, which is the native Bitcoin bridge for the Harmony, like centralized bridge protocol there, the Harmony Horizon bridge. But that's really fucking cool. Like, this is a very low risk kind of a position. If I'm long Bitcoin, I like to put my Bitcoin into stuff like this. And like Lewis was saying, not everything into one basket. Splitting between different blockchains is not a bad idea. So if we jump back like to the crypto.com blockchain, for example, here, we can also find, let's see, lending. Oh, they removed MeMask because they're fucking like sassy.
I also think we should get back into giveaway stuff here. We've been going for a while.
Yeah, I'll just pull up just to show how this is like literally the same thing.
Yeah, on the CRO blockchain, MeMask Finance is made by the same team that makes Tranquil. It's the same like code as far as like risk for the protocol being broken into goes. And these ones have higher percentages because there's less money. As we're showing earlier, Curve has way less percentage because there's more money. So the less money that's supplied in these protocols, the more you can make. So it is kind of beneficial to jump in early. Like right now, you can make 22% on USDT, which is pretty wild. That's like
22, and then you got to also keep in mind that like only 3.8% of that is in USDT. The rest is in these reward tokens. So you're getting 3% in MeMask rewards and an additional 15% in our MeMask. So this protocol has multiple reward tokens. And then if you come over to the MeMask like tab up here, or why did it bring that up? Get out of here. if you come over here, you can see just like with Tranquil, I guess we haven't showed it on Tranquil, but what you do with the MEMAS token is you can stake it and lock it. It locks for 6 months, and then you earn a cut of all of those tokens that the protocol is making. So you can see that if you stake here, you're earning 126% APR paid in Chronos, MEMAS, wrapped Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dollar Coin, Dollar Tether, and MMF and SVN, it says. So that's another
We'll go over this stuff more in depth next week, I think, because I do think these protocols are cool. I also think it would be cool to like show off Defira and some of the stuff going on with that. Now that there's like hero minting and stuff involved, and if you're involved in Tranquil, you earn Fira token, which helps you get into that. So maybe next week we'll go over some of that stuff. But I do think there's diminishing returns when we talk for over an hour about technical stuff.
I agree. It is just let's flop back over to something else.
We got a Stream Raiders about to run, and then I'll do some marble giveaways, then we'll probably call it good. But if anybody has any questions too, always let us know in Discord or here. And like we don't just love to hear ourselves talk. We'd rather inform you guys on stuff you would like to be informed on. So we kind of pick topics based on like blockchain brawlers. We talked about arbitrage today just because I saw a bunch of people in the chat talking about it yesterday. But like if there's anything that you would like to know specifically, like we're definitely here to educate rather than hear ourselves talk.
Yeah, exactly. And I also really like money market protocols. I think they're like a very solid cornerstone for this kind of like for dealing with DeFi. It's basically like Lewis was saying, you used it as a bank. I do too. Like, what else do I do at the bank other than deposit my money, ask them for loans? Like, but this time it's like there's nobody to ask. I have to take my hat off and hold it at my chest and be like, please, sir, I need a loan. You know, like I could click a couple transactions and I have the collateral to put up so I can borrow the thing, and it's all done by a protocol. And the last thing I want to say is what happens if the stuff that you borrow goes over the collateral value that you supply. That would trigger what's called a liquidation event, at which point anybody like me, you, or most often bots, because it's lucrative to do so, anybody can submit a transaction to liquidate the person who's basically over collateralized. And what that means is you would basically pay off their debt, and then you get to keep what they have in the supply market. And it's about a 5% fee that they're paying in addition. So you can liquidate somebody when they get to like 91% or something of their collateral. You can basically take all of their collateral, pay off their debt, and they've been then liquidated. 5% is what the liquidator gets, and 5% gets paid to the protocol as like a fee so it's like a 10 or a 12 or something percent liquidation fee
by a lot.
So maintain your balance there, and I like to keep that line in the green if I can. But there's a lot to maintain, and if you're not comfortable doing it, only using the supply side of the market is also a great utility. Nice little way to like create passive income without a risk of impermanent loss or a counterpart asset, which is kind of nice. But yeah, it's a very traditional financial concept too. Like money market accounts are very accessible.
Let's go to our giveaway wallet and pick some stuff to give away. I think we still have a Sune pack we can give away. Yeah, we got some of these. Which I also sent one to you and Mark. So we had a couple.
Oh yeah, I opened mine. I got a common like black and white one.
Oh, I got a rare. Let's go.
Nice. I've been pulling commons all the time out of packs. I bought another tarot pack too. Didn't pull a fucking or a helium pack and didn't pull a helium level thing again. I was like, God damn it! Just buy the helium thing straight.
I'm not sure if these are currently stakeable in Wombat, but if they're not now, they should be by the mid-season update. The Sune collection is stakeable in Wombat in general, but depending on how new the templates are, they have to be added in the mid-season updates. I'm not sure what mineral they stake for, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely hit me up if you have questions on that blockchain baller stuff too. Like, it's really interesting. The arbitrage opportunities in mature markets tend to exist often. And like one in Wax that I remember vividly, I loved the moment was when Wax P was added to as tradable to Binance exchange, and the price of Wax skyrocketed like 60% or something in like an hour or something. And then I was able to make trades from USDT that I already had on the Wax blockchain to buy Wax with USDT, because nobody else had a USDT already wrapped on Wax. So I was able to like literally make an 80% like arbitrage trade by just buying out the entire Alcor swap for the Wax and then immediately selling that shit back for USDT on Qcoin right when the market spiked, because that market spike, the price spike didn't happen on Alcor until actual traders make it happen. So then I came in and I made that same price spike happen on Alcor that had been happening on like Binance and on Qcoin, and I just took all, basically bought all those orders and then took all that Wax and sold it at that same high price, and I just bought every price between the bottom and the top of that candle. So as a solid, I think I ended up like 86 or something percent profit within that same moment. So it was like buy, like sell, done, like 80% profit just like that. And it's like crazy that those opportunities exist. And the real reality of those opportunities is that they exist less and less the bigger and more mature a market becomes. So as this stuff is all very recently new and we're all very early still, keep an eye out for those types of opportunities. They do exist. And
all right, back to NFT stuff. I'm trying to show off this collection and you just interrupt me.
Yeah, sorry.
Sune is a figure created by Priscilla, who's an artist, and she makes physical toys and pins and stuff as well. I believe, I could be misspeaking here, but I think you started doing this before you made the Wax collection, right? So like, this is something you'd created. You didn't create it just for Wax, but you're an artist in the IRL. You go to Comic-Cons and you sell physical stuff, and then decided to enter the Wax space. I could be misspeaking there, but that's how I interpreted this. But she has some pretty cool artwork as well outside of just Wax stuff. So if you're into physical stuff, definitely check out Valor and Vellum. And is your drop still open? Let's see if I can find that. Nifty blocks. Because these promo packs are promoting a drop. Valor. How do you spell Valor and Vellum? And it's Sune figure. Sune figure is the name of the collection. Valor and Vellum here in the chat is the creator, Priscilla. At some point, I'd like to have you on our stream if you're okay with being on camera or voice chat or whatever. So we do like to share stuff. Oh, I guess this pack is it's ended, so you can no longer get these. So these promos are the only way you'll be able to get them.
Exclusive.
But there's also I don't know if you've done it already, but there's like a set bonus and there's a blend. And if you need like all of the cards plus the blend to get the set bonus, and then that would enter you for a 1-of-1 raffle. But I'm not totally sure if that's already happened because the sale is over. But anyway, we're gonna give away the promo pack. So these are now pretty exclusive because you can't buy the packs anymore. But
I'm bummed I pulled a comment now.
Let's go for a marble race. Set bonus happened again. Somebody already won the 1 of them. So you can no longer get the set bonus. Or is the set bonus redeemable, or is it like a one-time thing? If somebody like completes a set after you did the set bonus, are they able to get it, or is it that period is over?
It's time!
But I also like that it's limited. Like, it was the drop had no max mint. It was like as many people want to buy it, but it was open for a window, and I think that's definitely the way to do it. If you don't have like a strict mint structure and it's mint on demand, only having the sale open for like a couple days, so everybody who wants one can get one. But then, the mints aren't just going forever. I think that's like a good way to do it for a creator. That's not because like there is a thing like, if something is super limited, then flippers will buy it and your actual collectors can't get it. So there's like finding the balance of like making sure people who actually want to get it. And then, not letting the flippers win. Exclamation point play if you'd like to join this giveaway for the 1 card Sune pack.
I should double check, but I think that wallet that we did the short sell on now as the demo has a liquidity pool position on Jewel still. I think it's just been riding this whole time. I'll have to pull that up at like in the future stream, and we'll
Got to
take
be like
a look
4 or 5 months at this point.
Yeah, we'll have to take a look at how badly we've been affected by impermanent loss, as it's known. Like I said, I like to call it decay loss, but.
Talking to somebody about that in Blockchain Brawlers yesterday. I also hit people on like the wax Ethereum, waxy Ethereum.
Hell yeah, that's the fucking. I would say that's probably one of the best kept secrets in Wax.
I said that
the
exactly.
distribution pool where you can own a cut of the entire NFT volume on Wax blockchain. Every NFT that gets sold from any collection on any marketplace, you can own a cut of all of that volume.
I am curious to see how that develops, since they've been talking about making like Wax P and ERC20 token, if that would like change that in any way or how. But
yeah, I think it's definitely best kept secret on Wax, and it's still like
it's because it's not really on Wax, it's on Ethereum, and most people
I
on
guess
Wax
that's
are more hip to Wax than they are to like Ethereum. And there are a couple steps, like you can't do it unless you have a stake in Ethereum, because you can't even claim you need Ethereum in the wallet to even claim the Waxy when you convert it. So like you do have to have a stake in Ethereum prior to participating in it.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Which I think a lot of people probably do. Ethereum's a pretty common token, but at the same time, some people are only on Wax. So Randman coming in high.
It was super lucrative to be in those pools during the Farmers World days. Like, you got paid out all the volume from that shit, and it was like Farmers World was doing like $8 million a day in like NFT sales, pretty much every day for
pretty
like
good. Like
a month.
Brawlers pumped it up a bit too.
Yeah, for real. Those pools pay really nicely. I do love that, and I kind of like that they pay in Ethereum. So it'd be interesting to see.
Probably going to be they're going to pay you in like Ethereum-based Wax P is what they're saying, because they're going to turn Wax P into an ERC20 token, and instead of paying you in Ethereum, they'd pay you in that. But my question is, do they change it to like make that their main Wax token on Ethereum instead of Wax E? That's the part I'm unclear about.
Yeah, I feel like they'd have to, so there would be liquidity, right? Otherwise, where the fuck are you going to be able to trade your Wax P on Wax?
On exchanges, on all exchanges, there'll be an option, like on KuCoin, when you have USDT, you can trade it on Tron or on Ether or on multiple things.
Okay,
all the exchanges that they're partnered with would have the option to deposit Ethereum or EOS Wax.
Okay. I don't hate that, actually. I mean, I can always sell the Wax myself if I want Ethereum.
Yeah, I also think it's like they're literally dumping value out of Wax into Ethereum in this current system, and like it'd be better for the Wax economy to not just be constantly selling into Ethereum. But
yeah,
I don't know. I kind of trust the Wax core team. Like we had a pretty long discussion in our Discord about it yesterday, but like Wax is sort of centralized and they make most of the decisions, but I think they do have the chain's best interest in mind, and they're pretty good at growing and landing partnerships and stuff. So like I don't think it's a bad team to be behind in a semi-centralized space that's like
it's
kind of
very, like I have a ton of the
it's kind of like
tokens, but
pretending to be decentralized.
Yeah, it's like centralized, like building a decentralized infrastructure by a centralized development team, but the framework is there for it to like be made more and more decentralized, and I do think that that's kind of like a better approach than just trying to like launch a decentralized network straight up right off the bat.
I think it takes years. Like giving the largest stakeholder governance immediately is not good, because then they can manipulate the system for their own gain. And I think it takes like a couple of years of distribution and for the assets to be in enough wallets, and like you need the network to be mature enough to have a network of users that understand what needs to happen for the development and to vote on stuff. So I don't hate the way Wax is doing it, but it is definitely like a little bit more centralized than I think they led on is claiming it's super decentralized.
All of that said, my very favorite project is like one that was decentralized from the very beginning, open source and transparent development team from the start. Like that kind of shit matters a lot more when it's like a store of value project versus, you know, a gaming blockchain.
We're going to do another Sune giveaway just to let people know if they can win. Let me make sure we have another pack before. I think we had like 5 packs, right, or something. Oh, we have a bunch of packs. Yeah, we'll give away one more of these to the top winner. We'll do some marbles. We're friends of Sammy Snake on this stream, but you're free to like or not like whatever creators you want on Wax. Like, not everybody has to like the same stuff. And I also I understand the criticisms people have of Sammy Snake. Like, he promoted Olive Land pretty hard, and Olive Land kind of just didn't do anything.
Yeah. Do they still have a massive prize pool?
Yeah, the digging is supposed to happen sometime soon, but they've been saying that for like 6 months. So, it is what it is.
I wonder if any of the NFTs in those prize pools are like of projects that have already died.
I mean, something I always say is like, if you hold Sammy Snake to that standard, you can get mad at us. We promoted Uplift. We promoted Wax Arena, which rug pulled. We promoted Foodles rug pulled. Like, we've promoted multiple projects that have rug pulled. And it's because they looked like a good idea at the time. And when you're a Wax creator, like, we also want to help new people on the network. We're trying to use our platform for good and not just like only promote shit we buy. So we try to promote other people. Foodles was someone in our community. We're like, hell yeah, like, you're getting into Wax, you're an artist, your wife's an artist. This is a cool idea. Let's help you out. And we didn't know he'd rug pull in a month. So like, not every brand that Sammy promotes is something he's running. Like, Olive Land was a community project from his community, and he tried to help them out by promoting it, and they kind of boned his community. So like, I don't really hold Sammy personally accountable for that. And we've been in similar positions. And if you've been a creator on Wax for over a year, there's no way you haven't promoted a rug pull, like, unless you're just not promoting stuff. So there's too many like shitty projects out there. And I don't know, like, we're trying our best to promote good stuff, but you're not going to only pick winners. It's impossible on Wax.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts on that. And I don't know. I think he's over-delivered personally on Nova Rally. He never said it'd be a 3D game. He did pretty much everything that he would said for Nova Rally and then some. And he easily could have given up when his token prices collapsed. Snake Oil collapsed in price. He tried to fix his tokenomics. He realized he wasn't good at tokenomics, so he hired a partner with Machinations to help him simulate the tokenomics and figure it out. And everything that he's had that's a problem, he's hiring people to help him with. So I don't know. Sammy's building on Wax, and he's never stopped building. And I think he's good for the Wax community personally. But again, you're free to not like people if you don't like them. And I also understand feeling burned if you bought into multiple projects he promoted that ended up losing you money. Like, it's totally fair to feel that stuff, but I'm letting you know I give him the benefit of the doubt and why we still support Sammy Snake, and we're trying to collab with Nova Rally, so be kind of dishonest. Like, fuck Sammy, we like him, and I'm invested in his project, and I also would like our brand to be associated with them.
Yeah,
but again,
I definitely feel like he's delivering something that looks like a fun game I actually want to play too, which is like more than it was when it launched. Like, I hadn't really bought much Sammy Snake's like stuff because it also like mooned immediately.
You can also blame like Van and Wales though, because Van single-handedly hyped up the prices of Nova Rally, and then because he hyped it up to like 10x the drop price, he was like, everybody that bought in at the price lost money. But that's not Sammy's fault necessarily. And he did have some broken tokenomics, which I do think, you can blame him a bit. But Sammy's never claimed to be a game developer. He was someone that got into Wax through Alien Worlds and started a community. Said, I think I can make a more fun game. But like, he definitely made mistakes along the way. But so is like every other Wax gaming project. Somebody asked, how do you vet for a rug pull? A big thing for me is, are they docs?
Really?
Like, are their names on the website? Can you look up where they are? Can you find them on LinkedIn? Do they have any, like, not just a rug pull, but will the project be successful? Do they have experience developing the thing they say they're developing? Which, like, one of the reasons why I kind of recommended people to not buy into Warsaken is I looked up their LLC. They've never released a video game ever. They're a board game brand, and they tried to do a board game fundraiser for Warsaken, and it failed. Like, their Kickstarter failed. They couldn't release it. So then they moved their board game to Wax, and they've never developed like any sort of computer game. And they're just trying to do that with no experience. And I'm like, well, I already bought into friggin' Our Planet, and they clearly don't know how to develop a game. And like multiple other games like Green Rabbit that like lost me a bunch of money because their development team didn't know what they're doing. So I was like, I'm going to stay away from Warsaken until they deliver a game. And I'm pretty sure the prices of all their stuff have collapsed since the first drop, and their tokens completely exactly what I thought would happen. They would launch the token before they had a game, and then people just sell the token because there's nothing to do with it, and it collapses, which is what's happening to the Forsaken token loot. But I don't know. There's a lot of factors that go into it, but having a doc scheme is super important in my opinion. Then looking up the LLC, is the LLC in the country they say it is? Because sometimes you'll look up an LLC and they're like, we're from San Francisco, and then it's like their LLC is registered like in Thailand or something, and then like there's a bunch of spelling errors and stuff. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I'm fine with you not being American, but don't say you're American and like clearly be from a different country because that's deceptive. So like just doing sort of vetting stuff like that is the first step to me. And then on top of that, then I usually check out the white paper to see if like there's a clear strategy long term for the thing. It's not just some sort of like pump and dump with crappy advertising.
Another really big indicator is on-chain checking the token contracts that govern the currencies that are associated with the project. Like if the documentation says that the token has 100,000 max supply or 1 million max supply or whatever it says in the documentation, check the actual token contract on the blockchain and see what it says the max supply is. If that supply is infinite, that's a pretty big red flag. Or if the supply is different from what it says in the documentation, I don't like that at all. And I'll find that with like major projects too, like MMF token, for example, it says that it's a 500 million max supply. And I've checked it on the blockchain and it looks like it's a 1 billion token max supply. So I've been reaching out in those discords and asking like, why the discrepancy? And nobody really has an answer for that. So I'm like considering that a massive red flag and removing a decent amount of my like value from the MMF token exposed.
It's also crazy that like I read the audit for DeFi Kingdom, and the thing that they said was like possible to happen happened, like exactly that. They were like, the person with like the creator wallet can mint more tokens, and I was like, okay, well hopefully the creator doesn't suck. And guess what happened?
That's a rug pull. And then the dev team is not doxxed, so it's like it was open source, so we knew the vulnerability, but nobody gave a fuck, and still everybody got burned. So like that's a big thing to check, is like actually go on the blockchain, check the contract address that governs the tokens, and make sure that the hard caps are like hard coded into those contracts, so that there can't be a moment where like, you know, a lot of rug pulls, the way they happen is like, oh, there's 500 million token total supply. Once that supply is like in circulation, then the team just mints another 500 million into their own wallet and uses that to pull all of the liquidity from the non token supply from all of the liquidity pools. So if that's the rug pull, that's how like the token drops basically immediately in a single block transaction from like whatever it was worth to basically nothing.
This was crypto would be Year of the Doge. I'm showing off more of the artwork from the artist Priscilla from the Sune collection. We'll give away one more of the promo packs. I feel bad I didn't give them away sooner so people had an opportunity to buy the drop, but we did promote it a few times on stream. But if you're into like physical redeemables and stuff, she has pins and toys. And I believe some of the physical redeemables come with NFTs. I'm not exactly sure which ones, but it's kind of the other way around. Instead of collecting NFTs that get you a physical, you can get a physical and then like an NFT that represents that.
These look fucking dope too.
Yeah, I really like her art style. And I also think it's important to support independent artists on Wax, like especially people that run their own collections. Some of the bigger art collections on Wax are not run by the artists even a little bit. And it's like, I don't know, when you buy Sune stuff, the artist who makes Sune is getting the wax for it, and I think that's big. And like, yeah, there's just not enough of that on Wax. Everybody's trying to go for play to earn and ROI and that stuff, and it's like, I don't know, collecting art has value. Art has value to me. And sometimes it's harder to justify when you know there's not a return, but her stuff is priced really, really like it's not overpriced. I mean, like it's not you're not breaking the bank to be able to buy some of her stuff.
Yeah. It's like the digital equivalent of dropping $1 into like the Buskers guitar case.
All right, so let's do one last race for a Sune pack. This is a 1-card promo pack, and they're filled with like watercolor paintings she did.
So here's
Went to DigiCon, saw some projects, and like going to AnyCon, they put their best foot forward, and all projects look great. Yeah, I went to DigiCon too. It was pretty fun. I'm a big fan of Waxel. Waxel had the little ninja outfit you could put on. exclamation point play if you want to join the giveaway. Who else was up there that I liked? I didn't stop by that many groups, to be honest. I was mainly there to support Waxel. I'm a big fan of the Waxel Ninjas and Ryu. I think he's doing good stuff. They were like an example of a slow and steady. They haven't really like pumped the market. They just had their sale open for like almost a year now, and that sale funds the development of their game. It's a 10K like generative project for the ninjas. And those ninjas will be able to dig up civilians that can then be trained to be like either like wood choppers or miners, and then you can earn a bunch of in-game tokens. It's not live yet, but they did just hire a full-time developer. I don't know if he's full-time, but they hired a developer that's now working on syncing up their game with the blockchain, and they're making good progress. Nice. Who did you guys like at DigiCon in the chat? I'm trying to think of what other. I'm like drawing a blank now.
I like the Waxel Ninjas with the ninja booth, like the ninja suit.
Yeah, that's mainly what I was doing. And I also ran around. I played like the cornhole game. I played the there's a bunch of mini games. Like I was the top ranked person in cornhole. There's mini golf. I didn't do as good on mini golf, but it's fun running around there and playing the mini games. It's pretty dead most of the times I went though, to be honest. I went like in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And like most of the collections that were doing like chats and stuff were not collections I was interested in DigiCon. Which is why I mainly just know Waxel because it's kind of hanging out their booth. I don't know. I would like to go to DigiCon, but they charge creators $200 for a booth, and we're like, I don't know. I don't think it's worth $200 personally for us. But people like Waxel, they got a booth for free because they're invited to the Atomic Hub thing because Atomic Hub got their own section, and FDBlox does as well. So like, I'm thinking maybe we reach out to FDBlox as a tier 3 stake thing and see if we can get a booth there for the next one in the FDBlox room. That's more a note to Max than our audience.
Yeah.
I also know if you want to spearhead it, but they're not giving me any support help on the /tab thing, and we're supposed to have our own direct channel for support.
Yeah. I'll reach out to you and see what they say. Ooh.
I know they respect your opinion probably more than mine since you helped them with the tokenomic stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm only in there bitching about suggestions. That's like my interaction with their team most of the time. It's like, your shit doesn't work, fix it. Which also is helpful, to be honest. Like when we've reported problems that didn't exist before us, so they fixed them because of our problems. Oh, this map is brutal. People are just
this is savage.
Smashed.
There we go. Wapaka's got it.
I wonder how much money Splinterlands makes from hosting DigiCon. Like I sort of feel like there's a chance that they're the ones that come out on top every single time, more so than any of the brands paying them. But
yeah, how much is it?
Pretty good exposure. I think especially for like Waxel, because they had their own avatar, like a lot of people learned what Waxel was. But like, I think if you're a small brand, you just have a booth in a room that nobody's in, like it might not really be worth $200. So very much depends on like what you put into it. I don't know if we could do some sort of neon cosmetic, but that would probably help like get our name out there.
Yeah.
Mono Suerte coming in hot. We could be down to do a Skunky Chunks. I don't really know much about your collection, but we're pretty down to collab with any like artists on Wax. Like we're not super, as long as you're not rug pulling and like making false advertisements for your collection, doing sketchy stuff. We're pretty open to working with artists. I will say on our end, we're pretty booked. Like we have, we're trying to do a collab with Sammy Snake and Nova Rowley. We're trying to do a car wrap. We're also trying to do a Neon Chummy, and then I believe we're also trying to do a Waxel Ninja collab. So we kind of have like 3 collabs lined up. We don't really do more than 1 collab a month, so that's like a quarter of our artist time. So on our end, as far as making like neon versions of your artwork, it would be at least a couple months. But definitely reach out to us on Discord, and we're also pretty open to like if you want to do something from our collection, your collection, that's less work for us. So we're definitely cool with that. But we like it to be mutually beneficial. We don't want you just to make stuff for us, not the other way around. So hit me up on Discord. Also, that's a good time to plug our.
Oh yeah, we should definitely do a Waxel one. I'm super stoked on those.
But we also like, again, like I don't know what your thing is, but I think we should collab with more non-play to earn brands and like more art focused brands, because we are an art focused brand. And we've kind of learned that like our play to earn stuff doesn't advertise really well. Like we partnered with like NFT Battle Miners, and even our Tales of the Crypto collab we didn't like onboard any collectors because they were all interested in staking for rads. Our stuff didn't stake for rads. They just all dumped like the collab for the most part. There's a little bit of crossover, but we've been I don't know, trying to focus a little more, which is why we're doing Chummy next, because Chummy is a very art focused brand and not like play to earn.
Yeah.
Waxel did a collab with us. So that's kind of a like they made one for us. We'll do one for them because we're like a friend of Waxel Ninjas. There's a Neon Waxel, so
it's a one of one though, right? It's a one of one that you can't find really easily because there's no template for it. It's like a very like unique asset from the Waxel Ninjas collection.
The collabs so far have all been exclusively dropped for free. They're freely distributed. We drop 20% to people holding our collection. Holding one of our NFTs is like a raffle ticket. So you have a chance, whatever one out of how many of our assets we have for each one. Each one's a raffle ticket. You can get multiple drops per account. It's not like Crypto Monkeys where you have to move your stuff around to 10 accounts to get your airdrops. But there's also people with like thousands of assets in our collection that get a lot of the airdrops. So you're not guaranteed one. It's RNG. And then we drop usually the same amount, 20% to the other collection. So if we did like Waxel, we drop 20% to us, 20% to people holding the Waxel Ninjas or Chummies or whatever. And then the rest is freely distributed through marble races. Like we just gave a Tales of Crypto pack away today. Or we'll do stuff where we put in NFT battle miners.
Check out this Waxel, the Neon Waxel Ninja.
We also usually give some to streamers to help promote our brand, but our collab packs are essentially like our marketing budget. We don't sell them ever. We give them away for free to help like get people from other brands interested in our paid drops when we do them. So it's kind of our way to onboard people from other collections. It's like what our collabs are, but so far they've been 100% distributed for free. And also we did one with the Wombat that you have to get through their dungeon. So like specific ones we'll do for games. I think the first paid one will be Sammy Snake will be selling if we make a car skin for Nova Rally. You'll have to buy that in packs. But if we do something for Nova Rally from our collection, we'll drop it for free. But we don't control what people do, and if we give them artwork to mint in their collections. Also, like Metaphors is doing a album or comic cover variants of our stuff, but I believe you'll have to either blend or pay for those somehow. So it's like if people use our artwork under their collections, we can't necessarily choose the distribution, but the distribution from our collection is always free and usually through community engagement and airdrops. Yeah, they have to be unstaked, and we give people warning, about a week warning before we do any airdrops. So if you're in our Discord, I try to keep the announcement channels pretty. I'll give people like a quick. I'll show you how I use Discord to like not get spammed all the time. We do like 5 times a week do pings, so I understand if you muted our Discord, but if I were you, I would try to keep the. Why is my Discord not showing up? For whatever reason, Discord's not showing up. Just do my entire screen. If you're in Discord, you can go to like mute server. But then if you do notification settings, you can do only at mentions or all mentions, but you can also suppress everyone in here messages, which I'll do sometimes. But I usually mute servers. I might also make a separate channel for a stream announcement so people stop muting us. So I do it in general. I do everyone tags, but I might make a thing where you have to react to a role that says like stream announcements. So if you don't want to be pinged every day, you can just not have that role and you will not see them. I think that's probably a good move moving forward. But
yeah,
we only post everyone tags when we're going live, which is 5 times a week. And then I do an announcements when we're doing important stuff. And like I also do here. So if you don't want to hear our like small announcements, that doesn't pop through the everyone one. The everyone like forces through. And you can see every week I do a hero one, but not everyone. And the last time I did an everyone was when we had like a big announcement. It's been like everyone. We did the community pack airdrop. That was over a month ago.
Ooh, look, there's a.
And we are a little 24 hours away from our community pack airdrop. Now is the time to unstake from Wombat if you like those NFTs account. So I do everyone tags like the week of, and I do it 24 hours before. So the best place to learn about that is our Discord. That's pretty much where we announce it. But yeah, maybe I'll work on the role thing because I do understand people don't want to like constantly get pinged for our streams if they're not around for our streams. So a lot of people have muted our Discord, but that's where that is where most of our stuff happens. Yeah, Graffiti Kings is kind of out of control. You also can't even chat in his Discord anymore. Let's see. I want to show off our marble rankings for the season. If you don't come in first place, We do 3-month-long seasons. They're quarterly. And the top 100 people that watch our stream and participate in the giveaways, they win NFTs. The first place person will get a 1-of-1 NFT with their Twitch handle on it. So far, if nothing changed in the season ended today, that'd be least comic standing. We still have, I think, a month left on this season, so there's time for Roswin's and Autumn's Toys to catch up, potentially. And let's see. I'll show off last season. I believe II3231 won. So II323 got one with their name on it, and this is a 1-of-1. And this scheme is automatically added to our planet, so they generally stake for pretty good in our planet. But again, we can't guarantee we'll always be in our planet if we get voted out. And then also they usually stake for pretty good in Wombat. But again, can't guarantee we'll always be in Wombat, so don't ape into these just because of the stake rates. But, you know, be happy with them if you do happen to win, then just a little bonus you get for supporting our stream. And then the top 100 get racer trophies without their names on them. They're a little more generic. It just says Season 9 racer. This one would be Season 10, I believe, for this current season, which we used to do monthly. We've been doing this for almost a year now. Like, our season started probably this time last year or so with the OG marblers on Wax. And you also get the mint number based on your place. So if you get in first place, you get the 1-of-1, and you also get mint 1 of this trophy. And if you get in, say, 69th place, you'll get mint 69. So the mint correlates to what place you are on the marble leaderboard. And then the top 10 eliminations also get a trophy, and these are usually pretty fun. This is Marbles, was our last one.
Nice. Yeah, I like this one too.
Let me show off the season stats. I'll show you like how much you need to be watching to like be in the top 100. You can see these people, like, you're not going to catch up if you haven't been playing for the first month or 2 months. But I think it's pretty reasonable still. Yeah, like rank 100 is Laura Colley. She's done 8 total races, and today we did 4 races. So if you watch 2 streams, you could potentially be beating rank 100. So it's not like you don't have to invest a ton of time into this necessarily, but you do have to participate in our Twitch and at least watch a couple streams and get a little lucky. But even up to here, like rank 69, let's look at is 12 races. 12 races, that's again like 4 days of watching our stream in a couple of months. Fowler and Velm, I'm pretty sure you should be. Yep, you're number 49 right now with 17 races. And I'll read off the top 10 just so people can see. We got Least Comic Standing, Roswin's, Autumn's Toys, II323, trying to come back for another trophy. Twelter, I Am the KY, Toon, 2K, Geeko Riki, Winnie Frederick, and Yamster. That's our top 10. And if you look at eliminations, it's a lot of times similar. So honestly, whoever races the most is generally winning eliminations and the total points. But oftentimes it's like the mint 1 is not the same on both. Like you look at this one, II323 is the top eliminations, even though they're not the top racer. And then Autumn's Toys, Roswin's, Least Comic Standing, Eric Yo, Baggy Hodler, Cone Dog 604, Fierce the Third, Monoswitch, and Buzz King. So it is
it's
a slightly
the usual suspects.
But there is generally overlap between the top 10 points, the top 10 eliminations. Let's see.
Teams not dying enough.
Then we'll probably wrap the stream up. I think Taco might be streaming right now. Oops, that's not what I wanted. They should be doing Taco Tuesday with NFT Gamer TV. Which is the reason why we started streaming 2 hours earlier. So I assume they're streaming, but they also did an interview while we were streaming earlier, but did not have. We actually had more viewers. I was checking. I'm pretty nerdy about stats. I'm live checking if other streamers have more viewers than us while we stream. And like sometimes I'll cut Max off on Tech Talk stuff. I'm just like, yeah, everybody's leaving because their numbers are going down and they're going to people who are like streaming NFT stuff. Sasha's streaming. And NFT Gamer TV raided into us, so I will raid back into them just because, you know, an arm for an arm or an eye for an eye. That's more of like a fucking negative thing. Whatever if somebody helps you, you help them back thing is. Scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. We need Mark here. He's our expert at saying those phrases.
Yeah, we need an idiom. He's not a fan of Taco either.
Who doesn't like Taco?
In the chat says,
Zate, do you like any brands on Wax? Like everything we brought up.
Yeah,
like,
who do you?
Zate hates everything. Tit for tat, that's another good one.
Tit for tat, yeah, there you go. It's
Versus
Mark's
also coming
okay.
up with Taco. I don't know. I've kind of mixed feelings on Taco. I think they've done pretty well by their community as far as like mint structure, and like they do all right as far as that goes. But like I do think, like, to me, it's like they're paying you for something you do out of tools for free. You have to like buy the sauces to be able to claim the stuff in their app, and it's just like a paywall between being able to claim stuff on your app. And I'm like, I don't get that part of it. And I've never used that part of it, but I don't know. There's a million brands running click farm games, and like their click farm game brigade seems to be doing all right, and they seem to like the people that invested in it haven't lost a ton of money. So I don't know. They're doing all right on that sense. It's just I'm not interested in the click farm game. I'm not really interested in the mobile app where you have to pay for sauces to be able to claim stuff, and I don't do stuff on mobile. And I also don't know what's going on with Taco Racers, but Taco Racers basically just seems like Nova Rally or Costume Clash to me, but way farther behind in development. So not the biggest fan of stuff personally. Like I'm not invested in it personally, but
what up,
I do think
Burst?
like they have a solid community and they have a solid following on Wax. They're also working on a Taco Swap, which will be competition to Alcor and DeFi blocks. And I welcome any competition in the DeFi space. Competition makes all of the protocols stronger because they have to get stronger to compete. So I guess I'm kind of
curious to see what that stuff is. I haven't really done any of the Taco stuff other than I guess I bought like a venue.
You got a venue, but I didn't invest in that. I was like, I don't. Just another like token farming game, and I'm doing enough of those. I got to pick my battles with the token farming games. I can't do too many of them where I just start like, I don't know. It's taxing on you when you're playing like 9 token faucets a day, every hour or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's play us out with buying the dip, and then we'll raid into NFT Gamer TV. They raided into us earlier, so paying it forward. And thanks for joining us, everybody. It's been a fun stream. If you did want to check out the Tech Talk where Max talks about Brawl arbitrage opportunities, because there's a big Brawl arbitrage that happened yesterday. We talked about the overall market sentiment for Ether and Bitcoin. I think also we looked at Wax a little bit. And then we also talked about money markets and borrow-lend protocols for shorting. That is all going to be on the replay. We dual cast on Twitch and YouTube, so you can watch it on either of our channels now. And you will have to get through us watching videos of Cocoa Pebbles and stuff, but kind of a grab bag. We can never not go off the rails a little bit, but we'll be streaming again tomorrow for game night at 2 p.m., which is 2 hours later than we did today. And yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. It's been fun.
Oh man, your boy Kevin just lost lots of money. Oh, but that's okay. I am with you, with you. Oh man, your boy Kevin just lost lots of money. Oh, but that's okay. I am with you. Here we go, come on, push it, find the dip, find the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, find the dip, find the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, find the dip, find the dip. Here we go, come on, push it. Oh my God, what's happening?
First of all of this whining by Wall Street is making me sick. 140% of GameStop was short. GameStop was short. You can't allow Wall Street to short 75% of its stock, crush these companies into the dirt, thousands of stocks into the dirt. Then when the individual makes money, everyone's entrepreneurs. I have a kid who bought a house, paid $50,000 and bought a house. After decades of the shorts, you have to accept the fact that individual investors are playing the same game that you're playing, and now you're losing.
Here we go, come on, push it, find the dip, find the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, find the dip, find the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, find the dip, find the dip. Here we go, come
Almost had the dance down, but still on.
what's happening? Here we go, come on, push it, find the dip, find the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, push it, push it, find the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, find the dip, find the dip. Here we go, come on, push it. Oh my God, what's happening?
There's a lot of power in organization online. 2 million people can get together in a subreddit. I think it's really funny that the GameStop stock is going up and just affects the market in that way. There's 20,000 people live in a Discord who are standing.
Thanks for joining, everybody. Good luck with your RNG pulling your cereal-based Funkos or whatever drops you're going for this week. I'm going to watch the packs. I still kind of want to get into the Kellogg's drop, even though it's pretty ridiculous. I like some of the physical redeemables, but yeah, peace out. Have fun in watching NFT Gamer TV.
See you.